Your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate. So your workers' comp audit experience is simplified. Take 3 minutes to see how much you could save with Pi Insurance. Ask your agent for Pi or get a quote at iwantpie.com. That's iwantpie.com.
If you missed the Brian Bailey Show, you missed
Billy Weaver. And you got Houston and Gonzaga in the other one.
Love Gonzaga, but I don't know if this is an emotional pick because of Kelvin Sampson. I like Kelvin Sampson. You know, he's a North Carolina guy from right down the road in Lumberton because they played at Minges Coliseum. You know, East Carolina, they're in East Carolina's conference. So maybe this is an emotional pick, but I'm going Houston.
Tune in Mondays at noon for the Brian Bailey Show, powered by Greenville Utilities, right here on Pirate Radio.
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with 0 interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
Get lucky this month at your CBD store. Make them your go-to shop for all natural sleep, calm, recovery, and wellness products. Our trusted products are award-winning, third-party tested, and only available at your CBD store. New gifts and accessories are also in stock. Stop by and take a look. Get $10 off any purchase over $65. Just mention the code GETLUCKY10. So get lucky this month at your CBD store. Open 7 days a week. Call ahead for pickup at 999-5127. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, beside Duck Donuts.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
If you missed Pirate Radio Live, you missed
Coach Kim McNeil.
They didn't like the way the game ended. You know, they were embarrassed. They were angry. They were mad. And it was almost like, you know, Texas felt sorry for us. We don't like that feeling. You know, he walked through the handshake line and was like, Coach, this is the best we've ever played all year. I agree with him. But, you know, I don't like pity parties, right. You know, and so we've talked about, you know, getting back and surpassing what we did this past year.
Pirate Radio Live, weekdays from 3 to 6. Right here on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington.
Can you be quiet, please? Thank you.
Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
It's me, Nancy Garcia.
Clip. Hey, man, good to see you, brother.
Excitement time.
Clamp down! Clamp down! Clamp down! Clamp down!
Pirates are going dancing, baby!
They picked us last. And now we're going
How about those friggin' Pirates?
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on this Tuesday. Clip Brock here inside the Pirate Radio studios, coming to you on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. You can find us on 1250, 930, online, pr927fm.com, and watch the show on Facebook Live and on YouTube. And if you are watching, you can see the net hung upon the microphone for my 2023 Pirate Radio Bracket Challenge Championship. Controversial, but champion nonetheless. We'll talk a little hoops today with Coach Mack McCarthy. We'll talk men's Final Four and the Hokies of Virginia Tech heading to the women's Final Four. He has been on the call for the Hokies action. So we'll talk women's tournament, men's tournament, and all things hoops coming up with Coach Mack in about 30 minutes or so. It is Jersey Mike's Day of Giving, so we'll give you some details and information on that coming up at 4 o'clock. At around 4:20, we will check in with the Mully man, talk Pirate baseball, as they've got a big midweek game with UNCW coming up tonight, coming off a sweep, coming to a conference opening series this weekend on the road at Houston. So we'll discuss Pirate baseball. MLB opening day is just 2 days away, and we'll talk about all things baseball, golf, hoops, football, whatever, with Mike Mullis in hour number 2. Hour 3, RV. Ronald Vincent will join us. He is being honored later this week. It is RV Field at Guy Smith Stadium, and love talking to RV, especially this time of year, as he's got another season going at J.H. Rose. But we'll talk his thoughts on the World Baseball Classic, his thoughts on ECU so far, the rule changes going on in college, minor, and Major League Baseball. Has that trickled down at all into the high school ranks? We'll talk about all that and a lot more with RV coming up at 5 o'clock on today's show. So a lot of guests to get to, and it has been a busy day. We were out at ECU Pro Day earlier today, so we've got a ton of interviews from out there. Holton Ahlers, Keaton Mitchell, C.J. Johnson, Isaiah Winstead, Noah Henderson, Miles Berry. Got all those interviews. Those videos are available on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook Live. You can find them there. Instagram, got a lot of pictures, videos out there. So if you would like a taste of 2023 Pro Day, which since I've been around is the most packed Pro Day ever, with the amount of scouts, with the amount of players participating. It was cool to see current Pirates out there cheering on their former teammates. It's cool to see former Pirates out there. Deshaun Amos was there. We had him on recently, as he is doing great things in the CFL right now. But he was out there, Giovanni Ruffin and others. So it was great to see those guys supporting the Pirates today, trying to make it to the next level. So we got all that coming up. Shirley Rhodes is here. Chandler Honeycutt here as well. Chandler, you look a little salty. You look a little tired. You also look sunburnt. Are you okay?
Yeah, I didn't realize until I looked in the mirror earlier that I look sunburnt. But yeah, I think it is that AstroTurf out there, just kind of radiating off the ground. But yeah, I'm pink.
Pink is Steven Tyler's favorite color.
That is true.
But I'm glad, because I have noticed how pale I get in the winter months. So
somebody asked us on the watch along, when are you guys going to get a tan?
And I get a tan every single summer, and it's actually pretty good. And so do you, I feel like.
You went pre-summer tan this time.
Yes. So
straight up red.
Got it out there during Pro Day. Enjoyed watching some former Pirates basically interview for jobs out there, and so it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm a little tired, I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to push through these next 3 hours.
Push through these 3 hours, and then a Pirate baseball game.
Yes, can't wait. ECU versus UNCW, the rematch.
I'm sorry about what happened to you earlier today.
What happened to me earlier?
Oh, it happened on the mic. Shirley, can you hear that? This is the end of the Keaton Mitchell interview.
Come on now.
I like silence, too. Thanks, Keaton.
No luck, man.
We've been out here so long. Hungry.
Yeah, I missed a
lunch meeting today.
So you missed the lunch meeting. What? Can you give us an update on that?
I did. I was supposed to have a lunch meeting today, and I couldn't be there.
Because you were grinding.
Yes. I had a lunch meeting with a former client and advertiser of Pirate Radio, trying to get him back on, but wasn't able to go there. But Jonathan was able to accompany that person to lunch.
Oh, good. So the meeting went down just without Chandler.
Yes.
All right.
So I hope it went well.
We didn't have the closer, but hopefully Ellerby could work some magic at that meeting.
Hopefully.
But I heard that when I was cutting up the audio. And are you and Jenny okay? It sounded like y'all. How long had y'all been out there?
About 2.5 hours.
My goodness. Without any food? And you made it?
And I didn't eat breakfast.
And you made it out to tell about it?
Yeah. What did you even say?
you made it out alive to talk about this story. I mean, it's great.
What about a story?
Eric said, exactly, Eric. He said, Chandler working through his lunch. That guy's a straight pro. He is, man.
Thanks, Eric.
I mean, the lengths he goes just to get you guys some good audio and pictures and video. What'd you think of Pro Day today?
I'm like you. It was very packed out there. Had some, a lot of former and current Pirates out there. Giovanni Ruffin, great to see him. Every time I hear the name Giovanni Ruffin, I think about that awesome touchdown run in the 2009 Conference USA Championship game against Houston. So great to see him out there. I think he has been doing some work with Justin Redd in the off season. I noticed that he was taking down his times every time Justin Redd went up to do a drill, and he also said that he was going to be there to watch Justin Redd yesterday on Twitter. So, but yeah, it was great to see a lot of these guys who have worked so hard to get to this point in their career, especially Holton, especially CJ, especially to a guy that we talked to on Saturday and played his interview yesterday, Isaiah Winstead. And of course we saw a lot of family members. Isaiah Winstead was interviewed after his day was done, and it was like a Steph Curry moment. He had the baby with him. He was holding the baby during his interviews. So. Zayden?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that was a
cool name.
That
yeah.
is a really
he
good
told
name.
me the other day.
But no, I think last year was my first time going out to Pro Day, and I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it even more today. So I thought the guys did really good out there and showcased all their talents that they could.
All right, Randolph checking in said, boom, boom, fellas and Shirley.
Boom, boom, boom.
What's up, Randolph?
When they going to start playing boom, boom, boom at Clark LeClaire?
Stephen Allen says, down at the beach club. Yeah. I guess he's feeling beachy today. Good for you. All right. Steve Hill wants to hear all the phrases.
A burglary.
It's two little butt cheeks swinging dingers.
My God.
I want to shake his hand.
My God. I want me some glory hole.
I want me some glory hole.
Put some ranch on it.
I want to put some ranch on it.
Got a little taco meat on my chest.
Oh, where are you?
Where are you?
Oh, no, it disappeared.
Oh, the taco meat was shut
Oh.
I don't want to talk about the weather.
I don't care about the weather. I can't control the weather. Don't want to talk about the weather.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah. What's that from? I don't remember what that's from. I don't know what.
Talk about it.
I don't know what that's from.
One of the worst days in ECU athletics history.
David said, "I'm dying to know. Did Winstead hit that 4.4 in the 40?" David, please don't die. Don't you die on me.
Don't you die on us.
Don't you die on me. I do not know from other sources, unofficial sources. I was hearing 4.5 plus, but I do not know for certain. Gordon says Jeannie wants her net back. Well, Gordon, tell Jeannie to score more than 24 points in a March Madness pool, and maybe Jeannie can win next year.
Heyo. By the way, people wondering, Keaton Mitchell did not run his 40 today.
Yeah.
It sounded like after the pro day ended and he talked to the media, it sounded like he wanted to run it again, and I believe he was advised not to run it again. He wanted to get into the 4.2s. I mean, I think someone asked, "Are you satisfied with what you did at the combine, and he said no. Like, I wanted to get lower than that. I wanted to go to 4.2. So I believe if it was up to him today, he would have ran it. But apparently his advisors and his agent and whoever told him, hey, hold off. So
it's like a defendant in a trial. The attorney suggests you don't take the stand. They suggest, I guess, Keaton, you can only hurt yourself. He said he wanted to run.
Yeah, he really wanted to run. He did do some cone drills today. The L drill had some trouble keeping his footing, but once he was able to bounce back and keep his footing and finish the drill, it looked really good. He looked really fast.
Really good. This is not a joke. Were you around? I think you were around. I told Bailey about my dream last night.
Yes.
So I had a dream.
An interesting one.
I guess I was thinking about pro day. I don't know. I had a dream that I was at an offensive lineman camp. And I've never played O-line in my life. If I did play football, I'm pretty sure that's where I would have been stuck, at guard or center. Probably
I guess
guard.
This is your stereotypical day before pro day dream.
Yeah, I wonder if the other guys participating in pro day had these dreams. All right, so I go to the camp, and first thing we got to do is talk to the coaches that are running the camp. Well, I am a good talker, so I did a great job in that portion of it. Next, we were going to do some kind of, I don't know, get your body ready or whatever. And at that point, I realized, like, this is for people still trying to continue their football career. Like, I should not be here. I'm out of shape just walking from the vehicle to the event. How am I going to do this? And the drill that you had to do, you're like on this weight bench, and you have to do a sit-up and then completely turn your body around. So, like, you're on your back. You got to do a sit-up and then, like, lay on your belly on the bar, and you have to do it on the bench, and you have to do it, like, 100 times until they tell you to stop. And I was like, I'm too embarrassed to, like, quit and just walk out, so I'm going to try it. And I go to the bench, and it takes a while for my name to be called. So the bench was used by somebody previously. It is so gross and sweaty. They didn't clean it between athletes such as myself. So I get on it. I do my sit-up. I turn around, and right when I turn around, I immediately wake up. And I'm like, thank God that I'm not really at this place and have to walk out and leave. And then I thought to myself, what is wrong with my brain? Why am I having these dreams? So there you go. Sometimes I wish dreams were part of an ongoing storyline. Like tonight when I go to sleep, I could see like what happens next from that moment. Mm-hmm. And, you know, do you have dreams?
Yeah. And I mean, I have those dreams where you wake up and it was a good dream that you were enjoying. And there's been times where I can go back to sleep and continue it.
That's the ultimate. That's impossible to do, man. If you could ever do that, you need to thank your lucky stars.
I guess I go back to sleep thinking about the dream, and then it just kind of picks up from there. But it doesn't happen every single time.
Nah, it's very few and far between. Do you ever know you're in a dream while you're dreaming?
I feel like we've had this dream conversation before on this show.
Maybe it was in a dream.
No, it was on the show. I do remember that.
Wait.
Maybe it wasn't a dream.
Are we dreaming right now?
We could be dreaming. If I'm dreaming, please don't wake me up. That's another.
If I'm dreaming, why are you guys here?
But no, I've never been in those dreams where I know I'm in a dream. Every dream that I have, I think it's real life.
Yeah.
And when I wake up, I go, oh man, that sucks. I think about what happened in the dream, and then I realize, oh wait, this is real life. I think you had that situation. I think I asked you about something. For people that don't know, you don't drink anymore, but you know you haven't drank for 2.5 years, maybe. But you said you've had those dreams where you're in a dream and you're drinking and you look down and you're like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, I've broke a 2-year, 2.5-year streak of not drinking.
3 or 4 times now.
And you wake up in the middle or you wake up during the night and you're like all upset with yourself. And then you go, all right, wait a minute. This is a dream.
Yeah.
So.
All right. As David said, cool story, bro. Thank you. We're all about cool stories here. Did I ever tell you about the time I was in a car listening to Under the Bridge with Ellen?
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I think that was the dream.
Still to this day, because usually your
To this day.
I usually enjoy your stories.
I'm not a good storyteller. I need to get better at it.
But usually they end in like excitement or like it's you get to the end and it's a punchline. But like that story, man, I don't know where in the world you were trying to go with that.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm just
listening to Under the Bridge when it first came out.
Your Aunt Helen or Aunt?
No, she was like my grandma's neighbor's niece. See, it's a great story. It's a great story.
What about a story?
All right, Coach Mack is here. I tell you what, before we get to Coach Mack, let's hear one of our interviews. Let's hear Keaton Mitchell from today at Pro Day as he is trying to make his dreams come true and make it to the league. Here is Keaton with reporters.
Not a busy day for you, but your thoughts on just going through the process today?
This is a dream come true. Just going through the process, just enjoying the moment, trying to have fun with the guys one last time, and hopefully we all on the next level together and be able to play with each other. So, nice experience.
How much did you want to participate in some of the drills they told you not to?
I wanted to participate. I wanted to run the 40 again. Good weather. I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna try to get 4-1. I was gonna get something crazy, but I thought I was gonna get some running back drills, but punt, that's what everybody wanted to see, and I felt like I did what I had to do, and I felt like I did good. So,
how are you dealing with all this attention? Because it seems like your stock keeps going up from what we're hearing. How are you dealing with all of that?
Like I said, a dream come true. I ain't complaining. Long process, but talking to NFL's coaches and scouts, man, you can't complain too much. So I'm enjoying it.
What if you heard from some of those guys? Did they kind of give you an idea about draft or free agent or that kind of thing?
Oh, no, we ain't free agent over here. We can't get drafted. They talking good. They just wanted to see me catch punts. Like I said, they know I can make big plays. They know I'm fast. Just catching punts. Like I said, I feel like I did good. So my draft stock rose some more. So we're going to see what they say after this.
How high in today's you
high, probably like early, like third through fifth, probably. Hopefully that drop like second round, trying to get second round. So, like I said, we're gonna see what they say after them seeing me catch punts or whatever. So,
anything else you can do from here on out to increase your stock?
I got a couple of visits next month. Just stay in shape, stay ready. You don't never know when they gonna call your name, call you, fly you out or whatever. So, just stay a student of the game and stay in shape.
What was it like competing at the NFL Combine?
Like I said, a dream come true. I love it. Balling with the guys, seeing them perform, seeing them put their talents on display, and just being there with them, cheering them on. So it's nice.
You happy with the 40 you ran?
No, I don't know if y'all watched it, but they backed me up a little bit. So, it is what it is. 4.37, can't be mad at that. That's fast. I'm on at 4.2, but they know I can run, so can't complain too much.
Going into the last season, you mentioned that you wanted to improve your blocking.
Yes, sir.
I think you definitely did that. How do you think that improved your draft stock?
A whole lot. Like I said, off season, I was just working on upper body strength. Bench, I wanted 13 through 15. I ain't never really hit 13 for real, but went in there, juiced up 13. I'm fine with that. Scouts were impressed, so that's all I needed to do.
What's the best advice you've received through this whole process?
What's the best advice?
Best advice you've heard from somebody through this whole process?
Just have fun, you don't want to, like, anything bad, drop ball, anything. You don't want to get in your head because you'll mess up the rest of the performance. So just sticking to it, stay humble, and just stay the course. Like, you don't never want to put yourself higher than you expect. So, Falcon, I got the Falcons on the 14th. Jets, we're going to see what they talking about, the Lions, Packers, things like that. So, yeah.
Is it weird to be talking about that, NFL teams like that? Just mentioned by
It ain't weird. It's like, shoot, I got a call. It's an NFL team, so I'm going to answer every time. Talk to them, be myself, and enjoy the process. Like I said, it's a dream come true. A lot of people don't get this chance. A lot of people want to be in my shoes, and just trying to just enjoy the moment.
All right, there is Keaton Mitchell. You heard him say what the scouts wanted to see most today, him receiving punts. So if and when he makes a roster, going to be involved in special teams, some form or fashion. And the scouts on hand today, which there were plenty, wanted to see him catch some punt returns, some punts. He was able to do that and impress, as he always does. So there's Keaton Mitchell. We'll hear also later today, if we have time, but some point this week, from Holton Ahlers, C.J. Johnson, Isaiah Winstead, Noah Henderson, and I went one-on-one with Miles Berry as well. When we return, we'll talk some hoops with Coach Mack as the Virginia Tech women's Hokies are heading to the Final Four. He has been on the call for some of their tournament games. We'll talk about that and the men's Final Four as well. A wacky men's NCAA tournament. We'll break it all down with Mack McCarthy when we return. Pirate Radio Live, Hour 1 after this.
This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Joanne Weir, at 531-1148.
Joanne Weir, in MLS 75974. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is an equal housing lender in MLS 208516.
You've worked hard to make your business successful, and that's why it's really important to always have a bank that's in your corner when you need them. This is Chris Richards from First Bank, and our experienced team of local bankers includes Lee Watson, Ashley Capps, Bonner Latham, Josh Hooten, and Heath Nisbet. To get the business services that are right for your business, come and see one of our experienced team members at First Bank on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville. First Bank, together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Member FDIC.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. UniversitySportswearENC.com is your one-stop shop for all promotional products for your business. With over 1 million items to shop from, UniversitySportswearENC.com offers high-quality products at prices to fit any budget. Visit UniversitySportswearENC.com for contact information and to get shopping. UniversitySportswearENC.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's Hot Dogs?
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's Hot Dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Pirate Radio. Join the crew.
Why are those things that go bang?
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Brownwood is your home of the best selection of GMC, Cadillac, Buick, and Mazda in eastern North Carolina since 1937. You can shop their entire inventory online at brownwoodauto.com. Or you can visit them on Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, Greenville's #1 dealership and the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Cliff.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Mully Man joining us in Hour 2 and the legendary RV, Ronald Vincent, coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. We've also got a giveaway for you later on in today's program, so stay tuned for that. And we've got Coach Mack joining us, Mack McCarthy, inside the Pirate Radio studios, getting ready to call some women's Final Four action as the Virginia Tech Hokies are in the Final Four, and a lot of star power in that Final Four. We'll talk about that in a moment. Coach Mack, great to see you.
Good to see you. Glad to be here.
Virginia Tech shirt and the classic Pirate Radio hat.
Well, I've been getting flack for wearing my Virginia Tech stuff, and I said, well, I'm not going to back down on that, but I'll throw in the classic Pirate Radio hat.
I like it. Well worn. I like hats like that. All right, Coach, so Virginia Tech in the Final Four, and I am not a women's basketball savant, but from what I do know, there's a lot of star power coming from the other teams, and it seems like Virginia Tech is just kind of maybe under the radar. And by that, I mean South Carolina, the clear #1 in women's basketball. We've talked about that. I think everybody who follows sports knows the name Caitlin Clark from Iowa and what she does game to game. And then people will know the name Kim Mulkey, the head coach at LSU. We were talking about her wardrobe last week as we were watching one of those games here on TV. And then there's Virginia Tech, and I got to be honest, I don't know a lot about Virginia Tech women's basketball. So is that fair to say that maybe they're the under-the-radar team in this Final Four or not?
No, it's fair to say you don't pay attention.
Okay, that is fair to say.
They do have the two-time ACC Player of the Year in Liz Kitley, and she's from the state of North Carolina. I think a little town called Summerfield over near Greensboro.
All right.
But yeah, it is fair. Kim Mulkey is a national star, was a national star as a player, as an assistant coach, as a head coach, multiple national championships. One of the first games I ever scouted for on the women's side, the women's team at Auburn, they were going to their first NCAA, and they were matched up against the winner of another game. And I flew to Ruston, Louisiana, and the point guard was a little blonde pigtail girl named Kim Mulkey, and she was outstanding, and they were really good.
I recall they used to wear like sleeves on their jerseys, correct?
The men did and the women did.
Okay.
Yeah, the Lady Texters. They were never the Lady Bulldogs because they would be known as the what Lady Bulldogs are known as.
Sure.
They were the Lady Texters, and that was written on the floor as well as Bulldogs on the other end of the floor. But yeah, she certainly got star power and wardrobe inspired by Ric Flair or whoever. And then you've got on the other side you got Caitlin Clark, like you mentioned. Everybody knows who Caitlin Clark is, and everybody knows who Aaliyah Boston is too for South Carolina. She was the Player of the Year last year. The Iowa people are still upset about that because they thought Clark should have been that last year. I think Clark will be the overwhelming Player of the Year this year, but Boston doesn't have the great numbers, but she's going to be the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, and of course what Dawn Staley has done is nothing short of unbelievable.
All right, so how much of a shot do you give your Hokies to cut down the nets at the end of this thing?
I don't know. I mean, everybody's been picking them to lose in every round, other than the first round. Maybe that they ran into Chattanooga the first round. That wasn't a real close game, but South Dakota State had won 20-some in a row, and their last loss was to South Carolina in a close game, so they picked them to lose there. Certainly Tennessee was going to beat them, and then UConn was going to beat them, but UConn didn't make it. So Ohio State was going to beat them because they press all the time. So I don't know. LSU's really good. They've only lost twice. They've lost one game to Tennessee and one game to South Carolina. They've got a great player in Angel Reese, a transfer from Maryland, who averages like 23 and 15, just unbelievable numbers. They've got a bunch of great athletes. They're starting their first 8 or 6 transfers and 2 freshmen. That's the way you build a basketball team these days. And of course they've got the presence on the sideline with Kim Mulkey, who's been in this situation many times. She's been to 16 Sweet 16s, but I don't know. Final Fours, I think it's 8 or 9 Final Fours and 3 national championships as the head coach at Baylor.
A 3 seed are those LSU Tigers facing the 1 seed Virginia Tech. South Carolina, the number 1 overall seed, facing a 2 seed in Iowa. And one more question on the women's tournament, Coach. The upsets that are on the men's side just aren't there, the wild ones on the women's side, but number 1 seed Stanford goes down in round 2. Number 1 seed Indiana goes down in round 2. Is that surprising at all to you?
No, I mean, there is a ton. Everybody's been preaching parity, right? And there is a ton of parity, except right at the very top.
Right,
you had Tennessee forever, nobody could beat them. Then you had UConn forever, nobody could beat them. And recently it's been South Carolina. But there's an awful lot of parity, a lot of good basketball teams. And I don't really think any of the games that were upsets via the rankings or via the seedings really were upsets in my mind.
All right, let's go to the men's side. And, Coach, how's it feel to be sitting with a bracket champion today? Right across from you.
Very good. I was rooting for Shirley. That was just my personal choice. And
how's it feel to be sitting almost next to someone who finished second? Shirley Rhodes. How about this? Me first, Shirley second, Chandler third. Pirate Radio Live holding it down.
Who is the official accountant? Is it Price Waterhouse?
That is also your girl, Shirley.
I thought she had the disclaimer at the bottom of the contest with the little asterisk down there that she would settle all disputes, and that's the way it should be. Those who do the most work get to decide what the heck is going on.
But this has to be the lowest amount of points for a champion ever because of this wacky tournament this year.
Yeah, and here's the question I've been waiting to ask you all day. Is this Final Four better than last year's Final Four as far as interest goes?
No.
What are your callers saying? Are they interested in this Final Four at all compared to last year with UNC, Duke, Kansas, and Villanova?
Answer that question, folks. What do you think? And I guess the answer is no, but I hate the people that say, all right, y'all are going to enjoy these upsets early, and then we're stuck with some terrible matchups later. I'd almost rather have it this way. I love the madness,
the chaos. You're here for the chaos.
I don't need to see Kentucky and UCLA play again or whatever, or Carolina Duke. Let's see some new teams. I like some new blood.
Do you think the ratings will reflect your opinion?
Of course not. Of course they won't. And how about just the atmosphere around Houston? I mean, you had a chance to get the Cougars there. Okay, they lost, but you were still going to get all those folks from Austin, the Texas fans, and they lost. So, I think Houston is going to be struggling on this one too.
No, the tickets are no struggle, regardless. I mean, it's a hard sellout.
All right.
The cheapest women's ticket for the weekend is over $1,000.
Jeez, and that'll be in Dallas, where you will be.
It'll be in Dallas too. Right. Close by. The last time I remember one like this, there was a Final Four for the men in Seattle, and the women were in Tacoma, right across the state line. And this one's probably three or between 3 and 4 hours apart. But there'll be some people that run up and down the road to both of them.
FAU 35-3 as they enter this Final Four. They'll be taking on San Diego State. We've seen San Diego State as a 1 seed and be a strong team in the past, just never made that run. In fact, the whole Mountain West couldn't win a game in the NCAA tournament, and now San Diego State's there. But how about FAU, Coach, and what they do? I mean, now we look back on it. I hate to have this after the fact, but, like, were they underseeded? Should they have been seeded higher? Moving forward, if a team is 30-3 from a smaller league, will you seed them higher? What do you think about FAU?
Well, I don't know about the normal 30-3 team. I don't know how many normal 30-3 teams there are, but they definitely were seated lower than they should have been. They dominated. When you look up the makeup of the roster with the transfers and the older players and the talented offensive players and how good they are offensively, they should have been seated higher. But those things, the seeding part is the messy part, and sometimes doesn't get enough attention unless it's a top team or something like that. But San Diego State, back to their situation, they over the last decade, they are the 6th winningest basketball program in the country. This is not a shock that they're making a run in the tournament. Yeah, they haven't been to the Final Four, but they've been a good basketball team for a long time.
And that will be coming up 6:09 on Saturday, and then after that, Miami and UConn. And you look at all these teams. Miami struggled with Drake, was able to get by them in the first round. FAU needed a last-second shot to beat Memphis in the first round. San Diego State struggled a little bit, I think, with Charleston, but they've kind of smothered teams, put everybody away. UConn's won every game. It wasn't even a game with 10 minutes left to go. So they have dominated this thing. Coach, do you think that domination continues for the Huskies?
Well, I think it does, but the way the tournament's been going, why would I say that?
Why take the favorite, right?
yeah, they've been awfully good, and they've been good all year. They certainly could have been a 1 seed. They were ranked number 1 for quite a while, and then went through a little bit of slump, had some injuries, sickness, that kind of thing. But they have bounced back, and the people who watched the Big East closely, all of them said they're playing like they did early in the year, and they all felt like they were primed for a run.
See a lot of overreaction questions, and they're fair questions. Is this going to be what we see now with the NIL and the portal? I thought that maybe the good teams were supposed to take advantage of this.
Yeah, this is backwards. Everybody said NIL and portal, the rich will get richer and the poor will get poorer, just like America, just like radio business. But it's just the opposite.
I know.
Is this an aberration, or is this the way it's going to be?
That's a great question. It's a great talking point, and I tell you what, I saw a lot of this weekend, Coach. Well, now ECU doesn't have an excuse in basketball. Well, what was our excuse before? Like, I don't know. But now every team is expected to be like FAU. By the way, FAU will be joining ECU's league next year. And have you seen these other Conference USA schools? You've got UAB and North Texas in the semis in the NIT, and then Charlotte won the CBI. Yeah. They're all coming to the AAC. So I don't know what that says about those teams, but it says they're pretty darn good, I guess.
What that means is Oresco is doing a good job of talking about this stuff. That's what that means.
I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but we're one heck of a basketball league coming your way to Minji's next year. But man, it is fascinating to see what happens moving forward. I still have to think that the big boys are still going to be the big boys, but it does give other teams hope when they see these teams making a run like this.
One thing that didn't happen before, cheating has always taken place, right? But if let's just use Lee Iacocca. He's a Lehigh graduate. It was hard for him to cheat and buy players and them go to Lehigh. That would have attracted a lot of attention, right?
Yeah, good point.
But right now, if he wants to spend $15 million, that won't buy him a new facility, but it will buy him 3 really good basketball players. So maybe it does level the playing field in some way. John Ruiz at Miami is having a good time with the men and women. The women made it to the Elite Eight, almost made it to the Final Four with the Cavender twins transferring from out west, and there's Nigel Pack getting $400 a year for 2 years, and then that jacked up Isaiah Wong's deal. He had to get more because he was a better player than Pack, and he was coming back. So the whole thing is crazy and not what it used to be, and that's why my guy Charles Barkley was going off on 60 Minutes the other night.
Yeah. So what is his main talking point? Why it's
he says the NIL and the transfer portal is the ruination of college athletics.
Well, I don't know. What was Charles getting anything while he was at Auburn? I don't know if you're the person.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I find it a little conflicting. I don't know. Like, why was it okay? Because it was under the table back then? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it all. But that's the way it is, I guess. Charles loves to him and Kevin Durant sure don't get along. I know that.
No, and I don't know if there's a good guy or a bad guy in that, but Charles is way more popular than Kevin Durant, so he's probably going to win the contest.
I will say I'm glad they took Charles and Kenny and them off the selection part of it, because they don't have the time to watch all these teams. Now they're on the post game, and I'll listen. I love the NBA playoffs because I love Inside the NBA with Charles and Kenny and them. But it's still a little weird that they have the Turner folks up there talking college basketball. But Charles kind of knows he's there as comedic relief and picking bad games and all that. But it's interesting to see those guys talking about teams they have no clue about.
I will say this, though. If you watch them from the very first year they did this, which was a dozen years ago, to now, they are really a whole lot better.
Yeah.
And CBS does a great job. They send them everything. They get the information, and they are so much better than they were about knowing the individuals and the coaches and how the teams have done. I really enjoyed, and we make fun of Charles all the time and that kind of thing, but saying some of the things like he did the other night, you always think the first reaction is always, that's outrageous. And your second reaction is, damn, he's right.
There you go. And that's with a lot of topics with Sir Charles. All right, Coach, can you hang out one more segment?
Sure.
All right, let's do one more segment. We'll talk more hoops. We'll talk maybe a little NASCAR with Coach Mack while we got him here, and more when we return. Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. We are back with you after this.
Buccaneer Music Hall is your beacon of music in the land of the Pirates. They're open every day and have live music every night, along with 18 big screen TVs to watch all your favorite sporting events. Tuesday, it's karaoke with DJ Captain Morgan. Wednesdays, it's line dancing. Thursday night is the dance party with DJ Kid Scene. And live music every Friday and Saturday night with the best bands on the East Coast. Follow the Buck on Instagram for more information on scheduled events, and we'll see you at the Buck.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, how can you help people with service in 2023?
We continue to offer free pickup and drop-off for the customers, and our customers' time is valuable. So we've added 3 additional Express Loop technicians to reduce wait time. That's our #1 goal for 2023. And please don't forget, we service all makes and models. We're voted #1 in Greenville by the customer. Come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
At U.S. Cellular, you can get 1 line for just $29.99 with unlimited data, which is good news for you, friendly hermit who shuns society and lives in a cabin all by himself.
Wow, thanks. You'd be surprised how much data a hermit goes through.
Actually, I'm not that surprised at all. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Great. It's 30 degrees in here. This is going to be a cold night.
No one's coming out this late.
I'm on firewood.
Dad! I'll put hot coals in our socks for bedtime. Mom!
Hi, I'm from Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Got an email about your heat being out?
That was me. I sent it from my phone.
I think your socks are on fire.
Call Delcor today to get a new system installed for less than $100 a month. Offer expires soon. Go to delcorinc.com. Monthly fee based on new system financing is 9.9% APR for 120 months. Call Delcor for details.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at AA.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Greetings, friends of Eastern North Carolina. If you're looking for a great place to work with competitive pay and a multitude of advancement opportunities, Pitt County Schools is hiring. We employ over 3,500 people, and we're one of the largest employers in Pitt County. We are currently seeking teachers, bus drivers, school nutrition personnel, facility staff, custodians, clerical staff, and more. We offer advanced leadership opportunities for our educators and competitive pay for our skilled labor force. If you want to be part of a thriving school system that focuses on educating students, growing our employees, and promoting positive mental and physical health initiatives, we encourage you to become a part of our Pitt County Schools family to help ensure success for the future of Eastern North Carolina. To fill out an application, visit our website today at pittschools.org. That's pittschools.org. And remember, education is truly a team effort. Pitt County Schools. Live and lead.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best. Everybody loves burgers.
Pirate Radio.
And I can promise you, we are going to be a hard-nosed, physical, fundamentally sound, disciplined football team. We're going to compete and go toe-to-toe with anybody we match up against. But that's going to be our mentality year-round.
The voice of the Pirate Nation.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? Well, CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a six-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip.
All right, no surprise here, Shirley, but another Farmvillian, Terquavion Smith, Baby T, has announced he will be heading to the NBA draft. So,
well, that's to be expected. Yeah. I figured he would have gone last year, because there were a lot of rumors floating that he was going to be a one and done, but it looks like Baby T stuck around for another year, improved his draft stock, and I certainly hope to see him playing in the NBA because, man, that dude is good.
Had a huge game against Creighton, but was not enough in round one of the NCAA tournament. We're talking with Coach Mack McCarthy here in the Pirate Radio studios, and now it's time to follow the free agency in coaching and players in college basketball. That's the time of year we're in. And how about these coaching moves? How about Tobin Anderson with Fairleigh Dickinson? He becomes a star overnight after upsetting Purdue. And immediately he heads to Iona, which has a vacancy because Rick Pitino heads to St. John's, the Dominoes. But we'll kind of go one by one. How about a coach like Tobin Anderson? I guess you got to strike while the iron's hot, Coach. Is that the situation there?
Well, clearly, Iona is a better job than Fairleigh Dickinson. And if you're going to be in this profession, you don't want to necessarily chase jobs, but you do want to move up the ladder, so to speak, when it's a situation. Iona has some tradition with what Pitino did, with what Valvano did before him, and they've had good basketball up there in New Rochelle, New York, and I'm sure they have a whole lot more resources than they do down in Fairleigh Dickinson.
Rick Pitino back in the Big East at St. John's, and we're talking about this last week, I believe, with Pete Medhurst. He's up around the D.C. area, and he talked about how that the Big East now, you look at the teams in the Big West, basically, with Xavier, with Creighton, with Marquette, like those are your good teams. Your old Seton Halls and Georgetowns and St. John's are kind of falling behind. So can Patino kind of resurrect something there with the Johnnies, you think?
100%. I mean, one thing he always does is win, and he'll win again. You can hate him, you can love him, but he's going to win, and it would not be a shocker if they were in the Final Four in the next 5 years to anybody.
And it was really cool to see Lou Carnesecca there at the press conference, who I swear was like 80 years old when I was watching basketball in the early 90s, and he's still alive and kicking, so that was really cool to see. How about Ed Cooley going from Providence to Georgetown?
Yeah, that one, was met with a little bit of controversy because he's a Providence guy. He's from there, sneaking in the gym when he was a kid to go to camp or to see games. And it seemed like a really good match. But there's a ceiling at Providence. There really is, despite the fact that it has a rich history with, all the coaches that have come through there. But Georgetown is a national brand in a great city, in an absolute hotbed for recruiting in that I-95 corridor up to Philadelphia and New York, back down to Baltimore and D.C. He'd have been crazy if this was what he was doing as a profession and turned that job down.
And again, I talk about kind of I missed, I think, the heyday of Georgetown, but early 90s, they still had Mourning and Mutombo and then eventually AI, but that was going on towards the end of the John Thompson era, I guess. So is that, a sleeping giant? Like, you think St. John's will be back? You think Georgetown can maybe return to their success as well?
I don't think there's any question. And they both hired good guys in terms of what they're going to do. Two completely different people. and you can take that judgment for what it's worth. But yeah, Ed Cooley is one of the nicest men in the business. And I think the Providence people feel a little bit let down by him. He didn't get a huge raise to go there, about a $500,000, which, just like radio money kind of thing.
Sure.
But and it'll cost him way more than to live in D.C. than it did in Providence. But professionally, he can win more games at Georgetown and compete on the national level better than he did at Providence.
Now you look at Dusty May still coaching there at FAU in the Final Four, and the hope there is in Boca Raton they can hold on to him. They have a team, by the way, that's like the youngest team in the NCAA tournament. They don't have any seniors. Their starting lineup could all be back next year if they stick around. So will they see it through and build something there, or will somebody come calling for him? I think I know the answer to that, but we'll see what happens after this season.
Yeah, it's one thing to be hot, and he's as hot as anybody in the basketball world right now. But it's another thing to be hot and there be an opening that you really want. Mm-hmm. Now, if the rumors are true and Jim Larinaga retires, that's a pretty obvious choice. He wouldn't even have to move houses, although he will definitely be able to afford a bigger house.
Good point. Yeah, I didn't. So Larinaga maybe goes out with this Final Four and calls it a day, you think?
I mean, that's just one of the things that's out there that people are talking about. I don't see him slowing down much. He's still got the dance moves.
He does, yeah. You ever dance with the team after a game like that, Coach?
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Not even after the state win or after you win a tournament game?
No, I may have looked like I was dancing a few times, but it was totally by accident.
Mack McCarthy joining us. Let's see, any other openings, anything else you're following in the coaching world going on right now, Coach?
One crazy opening is Penn State. Power 5, big name, but Penn State basketball is certainly behind Penn State football, spring football, hockey, wrestling. They're the 5th most popular sport on campus, probably, although I think volleyball might be actually ahead of that.
Wow.
Because volleyball was powerful there for years and years and years. Julie Torbett was a product of that system, but back in the days at ECU. But they're having trouble. They've missed on a few people, and Shrewsbury wanted to stay there in a way, but they couldn't get the NIL stuff straight, and of course he's from Indiana anyway, was probably going to go back there eventually, but they've targeted, the most recent target appears to be Mike Rhodes from VCU. VCU's a lot better basketball job, but they can absolutely money whip him if they want to.
Coach, it's I guess a good problem to have. You have so much success. You're at a big-time school, but there's got to be some pressure right now on Matt Painter at Purdue. And I just read a lot of fans and John Calipari at Kentucky and guys that have had a ton of success but continue to flame out in these tournaments. But how about Painter specifically losing to double-digit seeds 3 straight times now in the tournament? You know, they're not going to fire the guy, but there's got to be some heat on him right now, right?
I'm going to ask you a trivia question.
All right.
Where was Matt Painter a head coach before he was the head coach at Purdue?
Now, I don't know that, but thanks to Shirley Rhodes, I know that he was an assistant at Barton College at one point in time.
Barton. He was
the head coach?
I thought he was the head coach, but he could be the assistant.
Okay.
Shirley knows, so that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
But,
I was the manager for the team when he was there, so he was an assistant coach.
Oh, okay. I've always thought that he was the head coach, but that makes sense too. Couldn't be a nicer guy. Has done a great job coaching there, and the tournament is such a crapshoot.
Yeah,
Tony Bennett has lost to 5 double-digit seeds. 5 double-digit seeds, 13, 14, 16, but he has that one natty.
Yeah, that's right. That's something that Matt Painter doesn't have right now. How about would the blue Big Blue Nation ever get tired of Calipari there enough to run him out, you think?
They got a lot of money. They don't have that much money.
Okay.
Now he may get tired of them being tired of him. There's my old boss Sonny Smith said they asked him why he quit. He said illness and fatigue. The fans were sick and tired of me.
I like that phrase. Tired of them being tired of him. If you write another book, that can be your title. Coming off your successful first book. Mack McCarthy joining us. All right, Coach, you are heading off to Dallas. What's it going to take for the Hokies to win one game against LSU and then beat Big Bad South Carolina? What do you think?
Yeah, beating LSU will be a task in itself. LSU is such a great rebounding team. They average, in the high 20s on offensive rebounds. They're so athletic. Like I said, they've only lost twice all year, once to South Carolina, once to Tennessee. The Hokies are going to have to rebound like crazy. They're only playing 6 people due to injuries and other reasons, but playing only 6 people will eventually get you. And I don't know. It hasn't so far. Kenny Brooks has done a great job coaching that bunch, and they've got I know Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston are the big names, but Caitlin Clark has made 19 threes in this tournament. Georgia Amore for Virginia Tech has made 21 already. The record is 22, so they both may break the record before this thing is over.
Man, can we get them to help out some on the men's side? There's been some pretty brutal shooting, although the scoring is up a tick, but man, early on it was rough to watch offensively in the tournament. Coach, you will not be at Richmond this weekend because you will be in Texas, but this is a fun part of the NASCAR schedule. You got Richmond, Bristol Dirt Race, then Martinsville, and then Talladega. So great part of the NASCAR schedule here.
Yeah, unless I win the lottery, then I'll fly in for Richmond Saturday night and then fly back for the championship game or whatever. This is not the night race, though. This is the afternoon race, isn't it?
Richmond, 3:30, and then you've got a Sunday night race on the dirt. I asked you earlier, you heading to one of these races coming up? Or?
No, we were supposed to go to Martinsville. We have tickets for Martinsville. Brian Meador and crew will be going up there in our stead, but we've got a 2.5 week trip to Italy coming up. So,
cool.
So I'm going to miss a couple races.
How about North Wilkesboro in May?
I would love to do that. Thing's been sold out forever.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough.
Maybe I could go cover it for Pirate Radio.
Yeah, we'll get you a credential.
There you go.
Wear that hat, and they'll let you right in. Coach, great to see you. Thanks for hanging out talking basketball with us.
Thank y'all.
Enjoyed it.
Appreciate you.
We'll take a break. When we return, big hour 2. Mully will join us later on, but it is Jersey Mike's Day of Giving, and we'll tell you all about that when we return. Pirate Radio Live rolls on a Tuesday. Back with you after this.
Jolene, Jolene, I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. Jolene.
All right, it's that time of year again. Let's take a look at what's going on in the Wings Over Greenville brackets.
In the sauce region, we have the top-seeded Honey Barbecue getting the win over Hot Garlic.
In the Wings region, Tenders defeats Traditional in a nail-biter.
In the sandwich region, the Chicken Bacon Ranch Wrap knocks off the Buffalo Chicken Sandwich.
And who will win the greatest rivalry of them all, Ranch versus Blue Cheese? You decide.
Try them out for yourself. Give them a call today at 758-9464 or place your order online at wingsover.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Wally's 2 Kettle Corn in Winterville is where you can find the tastiest popcorn around. Make it a movie night at home with Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. They have over 50 flavors to choose from, including classics like cheddar, caramel, and my favorite, better butter. Or try their specialty flavors such as Chicago Style, Wintergreen Mix, and MJ's Cheesecake. Wally's 2 also caters, so if you're hosting a party or event, satisfy your company with delicious popcorn. Check them out on Facebook or stop by and see Wally today on Fire Tower Road across from Sam Jones Barbecue. Wally's 2 Kettle Corn. Make it a poppin' day. Get lucky this month at your CBD store. Make them your go-to shop for all natural sleep, calm, recovery, and wellness products. Our trusted products are award-winning, third-party tested, and only available at your CBD store. New gifts and accessories are also in stock. Stop by and take a look. Get $10 off any purchase over $65. Just mention the code GETLUCKY10. So get lucky this month at your CBD store. Open 7 days a week. Call ahead for pickup at 999-5127. Your CBD store, 420 East Arlington Boulevard, beside Duck Donuts.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Welcome to Russell's Spring Style. Our screen door says welcome to a beautiful selection of new apparel for men and women. The spring colors are bold and beautiful, just in time for vacation and Easter. Men, make your next suit or sport coat purchase easy with in-house alterations to assure a great fit. Ladies, it's Russell's for the best selection in dresses, tops, and slacks for most any occasion. Russell and Rhonda work hard to make Russell's in downtown Washington your shopping destination. It's all about you, our friends and customers at Russell's Clothing in downtown Washington.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with Copy Pro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. Copy Pro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at Copy Pro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
Copy Pro, we are the professional office systems people.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. You can shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, they have a full service and repair facility. They do brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World, across from Speedway at Bells Fork, and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton for his sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, back with you on a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Mully going to join us in a little bit. Pirate baseball in action tonight against UNCW. We'll also talk Some local baseball with the legendary RV. Ronald Vincent, J.H. Rose will join us coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. Right now, joining me in the studio, got a packed house. Ellerby is here.
What's up, Clipper? How are you?
Good to see you.
Good to be here.
Also joined by Wes Shepard and Rhonda James to talk about Jersey Mike's Day of Giving coming up on Wednesday the 29th. So that's coming up tomorrow. And you can go all month long at your local Jersey Mike's and make a donation for the giving. But tomorrow, 100% of the sales will go to a local charity, and here to talk about that is Wes Shepard and Rhonda James. And great to see Wes. Good to see you again.
Hey, good to see you.
For a while.
It's been a year, I think, maybe more. I don't know. Maybe
It's just an annual tradition.
I know, over and over and over again. I love it when I come in here. Every time I come in, the desk is changed or something's added.
I was going to say, we had the old table last time.
Yeah. So I'm glad to be here. And today we brought Rhonda with us, and Rhonda James from CMN. And we're excited about tomorrow. Wednesday, we open at 10 a.m. And from here, from coast to coast, we're open 10, 9, wherever you're at. But tomorrow here in Greenville, in Eastern North Carolina, we're opening at 10 a.m., and it's our biggest day of the year. We'll do the most sales. We'll make the biggest numbers. I mean, it's crazy what folks come in, our customers and people that hear from us for the first time and come in and open their wallets up and give. But why it's such a big day and why I'm so excited about all of the money that we bring in and being the busiest day, it's like, we're not profiting from this. It's not like we're putting it in our pocket. 100% of it goes to the Children's Miracle Network here in East Carolina. Not 100% of the profit or this percentage or that percentage, but every dollar, whether you come in and spend 5, 10, 15, 20, 100, 1,000, whatever it is, it stays right here in Eastern North Carolina.
Yeah, so just to reiterate that, if you come in tomorrow, you buy lunch and it rings up $9 and then you pay for it, that $9 goes to the Children's Hospital right here in Eastern North Carolina. Is that right, Wes?
That is exactly right. Just like it has been for the last 14 years. And this year, it's kind of special. I haven't never mentioned this number before as long as we've been participating in it, which is 14 years. We had our biggest day yet back in 2021 where we did $120-some thousand in one day or that donation period. That accumulated with the other years because it's just building up. Every year has been bigger than the last. We had a little dip in the COVID, but other than that, it's just been a just steady climb up. And so we have come close to $600,000 at this point. So I'm going to put this new number out there. What our goal is, I don't know if we'll make it this year, but we're looking for $1 million. We want to hit that $1 million mark in total donations. And with our customer base that comes in, that've been there, some folks I see them 2 or 3 times, some of them 5 times a week. Those folks coming in, they're bringing in their buddies, their friends, they're talking about it. Everybody's coming in, they're opening their wallets up, and hopefully they'll spend big tomorrow, and we can raise that number so that the money stays right here at the Children's Hospital in Greenville.
And Rhonda, that's just awesome news for you to hear because
I hope he meets that goal.
I know. So how does this Jersey Mike's Day of Giving on Wednesday help you guys out at the hospital?
Well, we love Jersey Mike's. I'm a number 13 girl, so love Jersey Mike's throughout the year, and the partnership that we have for them is incredible. I don't know of another organization that does what Jersey Mike's does when it comes to like their event tomorrow. 100% of sales, that's pretty unheard of. So we're very grateful knowing that everybody in Eastern North Carolina tomorrow who's supporting Jersey Mike's is actually supporting the Children's Hospital. Our Children's Hospital, look at North Carolina, look at I-95, east of I-95, we're the only children's hospital here in the east. And so when you look at that, we serve a large area, a lot of children, and every single dollar that's raised for events through like Jersey Mike's is going to go directly to support the programs and services of Maynard Children's Hospital.
And what kind of people does that help?
So everybody from literally babies that you can fit into the palm of your hand through 18, 19-year-olds. The Children's Hospital serves kids up to teenagers. And so 18 is kind of a fuzzy age for us because there may be a 21, 22, 23-year-old who had some type of a chronic condition as a child who hasn't transitioned over yet to that adult care provider, and down to our premature infants. So again, looking at our service area, we've got babies who are born all throughout Eastern North Carolina prematurely. We have one of the largest neonatal intensive care units in the state, with 72 beds. And so those dollars go to support, whether it be life-saving pieces of equipment to diversionary items. Every single dollar is going to support those kids.
And Wes, the numbers you were given earlier, the 600,000 to million, that was just here locally, correct? So I'm seeing last year record-breaking $20 million total nationwide, $67 million for local charities since 2011 nationwide. And that number you were given was just here locally. It shows how big of an impact it can be.
Yeah, that's 17 stores that are in our local group. We added another one, we believe, in Wilson since we started adding. And so as we add more stores in Eastern North Carolina, different franchisees. I'm not the only one. I wish I was, but we've got great partners and other franchisees here in the area. But there's 17 stores. I don't want to throw out all the towns, but I'm going to try. We have Winterville, Greenville, Washington, Havelock, Morehead City, New Bern, Rocky Mount, Roanoke Rapids, Wilson, Goldsboro, Tarboro, Jacksonville. Have I missed any? But there's multiple stores in these towns. So those are the towns that are part of this specific charity tomorrow and the whole month of March. And, this is the first time that Rhonda's come here and spoken with us. But I'm going to say thank you for all that, because I knew some of that stuff that she was talking about. But wow, that's a tremendous amount of different services and equipment that I couldn't ramble off like you did, but these dollars are going to buy those services and equipment, and I think it's just fantastic. And she does a lot better job of describing that end of it than I do. I can talk about what we're raising and how excited we are in our stores and have our customers come back and family members come back in and help us out, but hearing her talk about that just pumps me up even more.
I think just what a win-win day it's going to be in Eastern North Carolina if you go to Jersey Mike's. I mean, you get a great sandwich for lunch or dinner, and then you also get to support the hospital here locally.
It's fantastic.
It's a great partnership for everyone that participates on Wednesday.
Wish they served breakfast.
Well, 10 a.m. Start breakfast at 10 a.m. Go back at 2 p.m.
I'm planning to have multiple meals tomorrow at Jersey Mike's.
You and me both, yeah.
It's one of those things, again, 100% of the sales, and, as anybody who's listening to me know that when they go into Jersey Mike's tomorrow, and those who've been supporting us throughout the month, I mean, this was a whole month of activity. It just culminates tomorrow. But when you go into Jersey Mike's tomorrow, know that your dollars are going to go right here to our hospital. And we encourage people, obviously, to go to Jersey Mike's tomorrow, but we hope they go to Jersey Mike's the other 364 days a year, too.
Well, you guys have been doing help all month.
We have. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, we started with $1, $3, $5 donations. We have cash boxes in there to drop cash in. You don't just have to stop. You could do multiple of those increments, denominations, as far as donations anytime this month. It's not just on Wednesday. But after you couldn't make it in Wednesday, come in on Thursday or whenever until the end of the month, for lunch or dinner, and you can still donate. And those donations that are collected will go. 100% of the donations will go into the Children's Miracle Network and James and Connie Maynard Children's Hospital. But not 100%, but just what you give in donations before and after the day of giving. But the day of giving tomorrow starts at 10 a.m. and we'll roll till 9. Some stores are 10 p.m. 100% of the sales that come in, or if you come in and spend X amount of dollars, 100,000, whatever you want to do, and feed the whole office possibly, all of it stays right here in Eastern North Carolina. And I have been doing this for, I guess it's been 14 years now that we've been doing it.
Yeah, our local Jersey Mike's actually started before this became a corporate-wide Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. But anyway, I lost my train of thought.
You've been doing it 14 years.
Yeah, we've been doing it.
You were a trendsetter before the corporate.
And it's amazing how it's grown each year. How each year you can look at, if you put it on a graph, how much bigger it was. I know what I was going to say. I wanted to thank my other franchisees in the area that are not able to come in today and speak, and thank everybody. But the folks in all those towns that I just said, I'm not in every one of those towns. As a matter of fact, I'm in maybe less than half of those franchises of those towns, but I represent all of the group when I come in here, and they can't make it because they're getting ready right now for tomorrow and getting their teams ready and prepping and all this extra bread and stuff. And we're expecting our largest day yet was back in 2021 where we did almost $130,000 in one day. So we're predicting, 20-30% higher than that, maybe more. A lot of times we get surprised, and we predict it's going to be X amount percentage higher, but then we get into it and we crank it out. Like way back during the COVID, I remember Peter Cancro, who bought the franchise it wasn't a franchise, it was just a restaurant. I bought it at age 17. He came up with this idea right when we were getting the COVID thing rolling, and it was not real fun, and it was crazy. And he put out this 50% half off day, and everybody, even though it was COVID and people were really afraid and whatnot, they weren't afraid that day. They all came in and were, everybody was thinking they're going to catch COVID or whatnot, but they didn't. Everybody, what they got was a half-off sandwich, and it was a crazy day. And we used that money for charity as well, coast to coast on that particular day. But it was just fantastic, what I've seen happen over, since we've gotten into it, but really since we've partnered up with the Children's Miracle Network. It's been fantastic, and want to keep on keeping on.
And Rhonda, we were talking before we came in the studio. You had some stories of just particular children that's impactful. Maybe you can share one that would help resonate with the audience.
Yeah. So when I talk about the Children's Hospital, what I want to reiterate is it's all of Eastern North Carolina. So we have, I'll share the story of a little boy from Tarboro. He was born premature. His name's Waylon. He's awesome. But he was born premature, had lots of complications in his little life. He ended up having a stroke. He ended up going on ECMO, which is, don't ask me to tell you what that stands for, but basically it's heart-lung bypass. So here's this child literally that could fit in the palm of your hand that's going on heart-lung bypass. Waylon, again, lives in the Tarboro area, and today is 6 years old and doing great. His family, we see them a lot. Children come into our hospital with cancer. Children come into our hospital with, we're coming up on the summer season, ATV accidents. Here in Eastern North Carolina, shark attacks, who would have thought? But, these are things that happen, and you have a healthy child today, there's no promise that your child's going to be healthy tomorrow. And so these dollars really help to make sure that we've got the equipment that's needed to save a life and to improve a life. What we were talking about before we came on air is obviously life-saving pieces of equipment and things like that are important. We need those, obviously. But sometimes it's the things that you wouldn't think about. So we were talking a little bit about our NICU. And so we have these special cameras. They're called NICView. And so for those families, maybe it's a military mom who's down in Jacksonville and her husband's deployed overseas, and her family may live on the West Coast, and this mom is here with other children. We have these special cameras called NICView that we can put on those babies' cribs. They're little isolettes. And from her cell phone, that mama is able to see her baby. Mama wakes up in the middle of the night, she can look at her baby, see her baby breathing, see her baby's doing great. So the mental health, as we were talking about for that, is incredible. Things like we have a really special program. It's called Beads of Courage. And so that is for our children who have cancer. And so for a child who has cancer, they come in, they've been diagnosed, they've heard the word cancer, and they know that's not good, but they don't know what it means. And so how do you explain to a 3, 4, 5-year-old child that has cancer and what they're getting ready to go through, the chemotherapies, the treatments? So we have a special program. It's called Beads of Courage. And so for every bone marrow aspiration, for each infusion, when they lose their hair, there's a special color bead or a special bead for that. You'll see children walking around the Children's Hospital with 3, 4 strands of these beads around their necks. That's how they're able to tell the story of what they've been through. And at the end, when they ring that bell and they're over, they get a Purple Heart because they've been to war with cancer. These are the types of things that these dollars help to purchase. Life-saving pieces of equipment to things that just mean so much to our families and our children.
Just going to be an awesome Wednesday. Thank you guys for
Absolutely.
coming
Thank you for
on and
having
just
us.
sharing the story. Wes, thanks for what you do. 14th year of doing this Day of Giving. But how long with Jersey Mike's? When you started Jersey Mike's here in Greenville?
Well, that would be telling on my age. But
you were just a young man.
Yeah, this April 15th will be 29 years when we opened the first store on Arlington, which was the number 26 store in the country, and now they're pushing 3,000 units now, and we're in Canada and Australia and Hawaii, and I think I heard at the last meeting that they're getting ready to close Alaska out, meaning that they're getting ready to open Alaska. I think that's where it was, and close out the United States for the 50 states that Jersey Mike's is in now.
Wow.
That's going to be happening, I think, this spring sometime. They'll open the 50th state. So it was really cool to watch this because North Carolina was the third state to open up. We didn't get the first or second, unfortunately, but I think number 26 is pretty cool. And I still have the store open on Arlington. It was like our flagship. It might be a little slower than it was because we put some others around it. But speaking of slow, tomorrow, it's going to be busy tomorrow. So if you come in, anybody hearing this, listening to this right now, customers or new folks that want to come in and donate for the first time, expect it to be a little bit busier than normal. But, come in, keep your mind open, your wallet open, buy big, and just be prepared that it may be a little bit longer in line than normal.
Order on the app.
Or the app. Thank you, Ronnie. Yeah, order on the app, jerseymikes.com, and thank you for that. And yeah, that may speed it up. Hopefully, it should.
Lots of options to get.
Well,
Jersey Mike's.
there are a lot of options, and if we're not picking up the phone, it's just because we're so overwhelmed with it, and that means just come on in at that point. But
show their workers some grace and know that what they're doing is making a difference in potentially your kid.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so come on in tomorrow. We open tomorrow, Wednesday the 29th. We open at 10 a.m. We'll be open till 9. And in most of our stores in Eastern North Carolina, there's a few stores. I think maybe Goldsboro's open till 10, but basically 10 to 9. Tomorrow it's going to be crazy busy. If you can't make it in tomorrow for some reason, come in between now and the end of the month and buy a sandwich and maybe donate a little bit right then and there, because your donation, 100% of that goes to the local children's hospital here in Eastern North Carolina.
It is Wednesday, March 29th, Day of Giving. 100% of the sales going to the local children's hospital. Wes Shepard, Rhonda James, Danny DeVito couldn't make it in.
he said he was sorry. He called me. He said, he's making bread right now. That's a good one. Yeah.
Is he going to be at the Arlington Boulevard store tomorrow?
Danny DeVito is going to be touring all of the stores that I named earlier in all those towns in March. So come see him. No,
if you don't see him, he's too short.
He's too short. He's behind the meat case.
Yep, there you go. Great to see y'all. Enjoyed it. Ellerby, we'll see you Thursday.
I'll be back on Thursday.
Good deal. And let's take a time out. We'll come back. Mully going to join us, talk some Pirate baseball and more as we roll on a Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. We are back with you after this.
Bud Light was brewed to be delicious and easy to drink beer, even when little things in life are hard, like when the game is going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy it in a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up Bud Light at your local retailer today. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Rick House is Eastern North Carolina's premier restaurant and bourbon authority. Jefferson's, Basil Hayden, Woodford Reserve, and a Midwinter Night's Dram are just a few of the incredible bourbon options. The Rick House features the very best steaks and fresh, made-from-scratch pastas. The Rick House can host your corporate event or special parties in the 3,000-square-foot banquet hall. Join the Rick House for Sunday brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and for the wine tastings on the last Friday of every month. The Rick House.
This isn't your regular cola, so this isn't your regular cola ad. No beach parties or family barbecues here, just Nitro Pepsi, the first cola ever infused with nitrogen. So forget everything you thought you knew about soda, because that nitrogen gives us a whole new experience. Think an infusion of smaller bubbles for a cola that's got a lighter, smoother texture. And don't get me started on the pour. You don't pour this like any other cola. We're talking turn the can completely upside down and watch as those bubbles cascade into the glass to create a frothy, luxurious foam topping. Can your cola do that? I didn't think so. Unless you've got your own Nitro Pepsi, in which case, cheers to your great taste. Because you already know that the only thing better than the pour is the unapologetic cola taste. What else is there to say? From the creamy foam to the smooth texture to its unbelievably delicious flavor, this is cola like you've never had it before. Time to bring your taste buds to the next frontier. Nitro Pepsi. Smooth, creamy, delicious.
Do you ever talk to yourself about where to eat today, and then you hear
Warren's hot dogs.
Then you're thinking, yeah, 2 hot dogs, chips, and a drink for only $6.25 would be awesome.
Warren's hot dogs.
And maybe some homemade lemonade, perhaps a pizza or a sub, and definitely an apple or peach turnover.
Warren's hot dogs.
Don't overthink where to eat today. Go to Warren's Hot Dogs in Greenville across from Ron Ayers or in Chocowinity next to the fire station. Warren's Hot Dogs, serving the Pirate Nation since 1991. Go Pirates!
East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Bone. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Come pop a top at Jarvis Street Bottle Shop. Jarvis Street Bottle Shop is a specialty shop selling craft, domestic, and import brews, along with wine and growlers. Hosting a tailgate? Stop by the shop and grab a keg for your party or event. The Bottle Shop offers monthly beer and wine tastings featuring rotating NC craft breweries, along with live music and discounts. Stop by the shop Tuesday through Sunday, or check them out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you on.
Pirate Radio.
So you believe in pirates? Pirates aren't Santa. They did exist, they did have treasures, and they did bury it.
You know, I had an eye patch when I was 6.
Who didn't, my friend? Who didn't?
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? We'll keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Rock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live. Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt, 2023 Pirate Radio March Madness Bracket Contest Champion Clip Rock, and Mike Mullis joining us here. Hello, Mullis.
Congratulations. That's all. You had the nets around your neck.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
The skinniest fat guy, the tallest short person.
You know what's interesting is that it made me think. It took me back to the Masters pool that you guys threw a couple years back, or maybe it was last year.
I was thinking about
when I won it going away, but you guys found a way that.
Now, don't be Jenny here. We have rules. We have rules going into these things.
Well, you know, we got the Masters coming up.
Now, I know. And you have split apart and formed your own pool. Or at least you're not in ours anymore.
Well, you know, I can make a comeback.
I think it's time. I think it's time to crank that back up. We will not be having a Troy D. Kentucky Derby pool this year. That one really went south.
No, that was bad.
We have had a bad run of pools here at Pirate Radio.
What's kind of interesting is when there's a pool created at Pirate Radio, there normally is some type of like bizarre outcome.
Yeah,
not just with the pool, but with the tournament,
with the results. Yeah,
I say that I pretty well walked away with the Masters deal. Like I was the only one that had my whole club make the cut.
Okay, but
anyway, okay. I didn't mean to open up an old wound.
And I just want to be in a pool with you this year, whether you run it.
Whoa, as my boys would say, balls.
Paws. Balls is something different.
Balls.
Of course, you get me in a pool, Mully.
That's what I'm saying, balls.
Yeah, I mean,
the last thing I really want to do is be in a pool
Chandler.
with Clip Brock.
Oh, we could have fun, man, playing the basketball.
No, maybe some swimmies or something. Throw the football around a little bit.
What do you think, Chandler? You all right in there?
I took that the same way as he did. As soon as I was just imagine you two in a pool. I want to be in a pool with you this summer.
That's yeah.
A couple of guys in the pool, ain't nothing wrong with it, folks.
Nothing wrong with it.
Pause.
Mully, ain't nothing wrong with Pirate baseball with pitching right now.
No, I tell you what. They that pitching staff has really, you know, and going into the season, I was a little skeptical about the ability to throw strikes. And again, I don't think Trey Savage has to throw strikes to get swings and misses, man. That breaking ball, they have really accelerated. I mean, they're just way above really what I thought they would be going in.
Savage has made a leap. Josh Groves has made a leap.
And it was Savage's leap seemed to be concurrent with him going to the Friday night spot. Like, he was okay, you know, but he goes that Friday night. I think he loves that spot. But, yeah, Groves has just been lights out. And
Spivey, you just trust up there, right?
But, yeah, you go, well, you know, he's the guy you roll out. He gives a chance to win every time he goes out.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to compete. He's going to be in the zone. And then I think, you know, the stuff you're getting out of the bullpen and obviously, you know, the little lefty and, you know, Lungsford Sheetman's been really, really good out of the pen. It is a very, very good pitching staff.
Landon Ginn added to the mix last weekend.
Yeah, that's interestingly enough, yeah.
Your Savage is making, like, opponents look so undisciplined with them chasing balls in the dirt and stuff like that. You were talking about his breaking ball being one of the best pitches.
I mean, look, like I've said, if he was just throwing that in the bullpen and you're charting balls and strikes, I don't know how many of them are, like, legit caught strikes. But it doesn't matter. I mean, he's got a hit up there, and it looks so good, and it comes out of the same spot. You know, and again, he can back it up with good velocity. He kind of works the top half of the zone, which makes the bottom half of the zone that much more susceptible. So, I mean, yeah, it's been really impressive.
And it just gets magnified when you play these opposing teams. It has in the past in our league, but just this past weekend with George Mason on, I think it was Saturday, Mully, they go walk, hit by pitch, coach's visit, hit by pitch, pitching change, walk, and it's like you get somebody in here to throw a strike.
Right.
And that is a luxury we have that a lot of teams don't. You kind of forget about it until you see these other teams we're facing.
Well, and it's, you know, a lot more traditional than what we saw last year, the way that the staff had to manage the staff, the coaching staff managing the pitching staff. So, yeah, man, it's been great to see. I tell you the other, it seemed to me McChrystal kind of breathed a little life back into that lineup. Not that they were flat. I mean, you still had guys that were wearing it out. But interestingly enough, you roll him in. And, you know, I saw him in the fall, man. You couldn't get him out. I mean, he just could not get out. So he's kind of carried that over. And it's good to see that, they're definitely playing well. I think it's going to be interesting to see kind of as the conference gets going, and then we see, you know, the states of the world midweek, Wilmington tonight, when we start seeing, you know, that caliber of competition. Obviously Campbell and, you know, everybody in Greenville has the Campbell always throws their ace kind of thing, but Campbell's rolling pretty well too, and you know they're looking towards the postseason already. They like their conference. They like their position in the conference. You know, they have legit arms. You got to remember last year Campbell had two kids picked it really, really high in the draft. So, yeah, I mean that caliber of competition is a lot of fun to watch. You know, East Carolina play, and tonight I think we'll get a little taste of that. Wilmington not exactly where they want to be. I think they won 2 out of 3 against Stony Brook this past weekend. But you know, they're always scrappy, always play us tough, and you know the challenges that we've had is when the pitching wasn't quite as good, when we gave up free passes, both during midweek games. So tonight should be a lot of fun.
Campbell, I didn't notice it until talking to Chris Haymeyer last week. They are East Carolina 5 whatever years ago, where they're right now they're right knocking on the door of hosting a regional, but their conference is very winnable, like you said. They like that. Their midweek is set up just like ECU's with big time in-state opponents, big-time RPI games, and it's almost mirror images of these schools right now.
And I think the conferences are very similar. I don't, you know, the AAC is not far removed from where, the Sun Belt, they're in the Campbell's in the Sun Belt, is that correct? I think it's right. But these conferences parallel, and maybe it's not the Sun Belt, Clip. Anyway,
they're still in the Big South, and they're moving to the CAA.
CAA, there you go. So you're right. They have to get these midweek wins. There's an emphasis placed on that for them to get the RPI to have the chance to host.
And we have to get them to if we want to get in back in that top 8, right?
Sure. Well, and you look last year, there was a ranking we saw somewhere late in the season that had the AAC is like the 7th conference in the country. So it's not, you used to feel like with, some of the teams that have come through the conference that have had tremendous success, the Wichita States of the world, Houston, different teams at different times, that there was more name recognition than maybe was actually, credible for what the product on the field was.
And credit to Cliff, and I don't know if he deserves credit for this, but this weekend ECU won, and they jumped up in some polls, lost points in the RPI after beating George Mason. But like that game Sunday, they move it up instead of maybe just wiping it clean. And we've seen a lot of schools do this, right, Mully? Say, this is not going to help us one way or the other, RPI. Let's just fold on this one. Cliff wants to play baseball. Let's play ball. And they even sat and waited a little while after the delay on Sunday to see if they could get it in. They found out it's going to keep on raining. But credit to him not taking that, that RPI bonus, I guess.
Well, and if you know anything about Cliff, that's not his deal. That staff, that would be so countercultural to what he's all about. So no, he wants to play and wants to try to get it in. He wants the fans make plans to be out there, and he wants them to have that opportunity. So good for him.
How about Saturday, 8th, 9th all-time biggest crowd, home game against George Mason? And I thought about this. I go to just about every basketball game. I love going, and no matter who ECU's playing. But we see it in football too, that the biggest crowds are for State Carolina games. For ECU baseball, they are there to watch ECU baseball, no matter who the opponent is. That is so refreshing. That is so awesome to see. I hope we can get to a level of winning one day in football and basketball where fans are doing the same thing, showing up no matter who the opponent is.
I'll be honest with you. I really thought Saturday night that would have been an awesome doubleheader. With the way the weather was Saturday, you had that crowd Saturday.
Many people there.
Saturday, day one, game one, you just see it roll over into game two, and it would have been, a party. But, decision made as it was, and you're right. Kudos to, the Pirates for keeping that game on the schedule.
All right, let's hear some stats from Johnny Stats. We take him at his word on these. He's been good to us.
Stats to consider.
He's had a few flubs, but I think he's bounced back pretty strong. Johnny Robertson says, during the last 14 games, and I brought up the conversation starting with the starting pitching, Mully gave the bullpen credit. This is a bullpen stat. He says the Pirates have only allowed 1 run after the 7th inning in the last 14 games. Missouri State, Game 3.
Okay. That's
go with it?
Yeah, go. That's a great stat.
Wyatt Lunsford-Shankman has now thrown 17 consecutive scoreless innings. No runs, 2 hits, no walks, 19 Ks.
Yeah.
That is roll age reliever of the year material.
That's right.
So, Johnny Stats, thank you for those. And just amplifies and magnifies what we're talking about with this fantastic Pirate pitching so far. Mully, you knew this. You know the rules. I was going to say, did you know you could get ejected after a game at ended?
Yeah.
I guess you did know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Mully, in all your baseball years, player coach, how many times were you ejected?
Oh, gosh. Never as a player, and just a handful of times as a coach.
Did you do it on purpose? You know what I'm saying? It seems like a lot of coaches.
There was one, I did it in defense of because I was an assistant. At that point, I did it in defense of the head guy, so he didn't get ejected. Turns out he gets ejected later.
That was all for naught.
Which was an interesting deal because then the next day we had to play a doubleheader, and both of us had to serve a suspension. So I set one game, and he set one. I will tell you, I got ejected in the American Legion State playoffs. We were playing at North Pitt, playing Wayne County. They were really, really good, and it was quite a battle. And anyway, we had bases loaded, critical point in the game. I still remember the umpire's name, and he went. We were like 3-0. He caused 3 bad strikes, at least in my opinion, and the hitter at the plate was a good hitter. And anyway, so I kind of make a comment, raise my hand, I get ejected. He was probably quick trigger, but I walk out of the gate, and there are 2 8, 9, 10-year-olds kind of right by the gate, and they were really close to the field. and they were kids that had come to Triple Crown and whatever, and that was a little bit of a moment of remorse that I had. We preach sportsmanship, doing things right way, blah blah blah, and here's Coach Mully kind of letting the umpire hold it. But
and we talked to Josh Moylan yesterday. He said what I expected him to say. Heat of the moment, wasn't happy, shouldn't have done it, but he did it. He served a pretty hearty punishment for it. 2 games he had to sit out.
Well, and my understanding on that is actually it's kind of like Cliff's deal. The first day that they both sat was the ejection day because there was no more game to play, and then his second game was the player penalty for being ejected.
If he was ejected 5 minutes earlier,
correct,
he'd have had one game.
He'd have had one game.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Cliff out on Friday as well, as East Carolina was able to win. Had Kobe Bortles at first, Palumbo at third, and Jacob Jenkins-Coward said, and Mullen said it was the signal. The signs are coming in a little different. Said that Palumbo, instead of going like 2-2-1 like Cliff was, likes to do the 2 sideways.
Oh, okay.
Mix it up a little bit. Keep them guessing.
That's his flair. That's his way of throwing the signs.
A lot of times those things kind of rally a team. I guess after a game that you lose, it didn't rally in much, but.
No, and I've had people ask my opinion on that, and quite frankly, it is truly one of those decisions that's made at that time. Cliff's always going to default and look out for his guys.
Sure.
Moylan is not a guy that you would expect to have a real emotional outburst, so I'm sure that had something to do with it. Quite frankly, a better umpire, in my opinion, just turns his back and walks off the field.
Sure.
So, I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know if you've seen the clip. I'm sure you have with the Phillies game with Real Muto, and the umpire drops the ball and, the whole deal, and then tosses Real Muto, and it's like, come on.
Real Muto moved his glove, his catcher's mitt, as the ump was placing a ball in there, and the ump thought he was showing him up or something.
Well, and so also the last time a ball had to be put back in play, the umpire threw it to the pitcher, so he had no idea. Anyway, it was a young umpire, apparently a AAA guy, probably just ended any chance he had of making it to the big leagues, at least this year, at least early in the year. But yeah, I mean, he's
like, hey, last week of spring training,
hey, you know what? But
trigger finger.
We're talking about him, so I mean, maybe it was part of a bigger plan.
Mully, I just got an awesome follow on Twitter. How about this? Tom Berenger.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, unfortunately, it's not the same spelling as one of my all-time favorite characters in a sports movie, Jake Taylor from Major League. Not the guy that I thought it was.
Jake Taylor spent a little time in the Mexican League before getting called back up to the big leagues with the Indians.
Ultimate team player, had the swinging bunt to win it.
Yeah, the busted knees.
The Tribe.
Yeah.
Let's take a break and hang out one more second.
Sure.
All right, we'll come back more with Mully. We'll talk more baseball, MLB opening day on Thursday. You've also got hoops going on, some football to discuss. We'll talk about it all with Mike Mullis. Masters coming up as well. More to go, Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
Upside down, boy, you turn me inside out.
Jeff Stein, our special guest from Brown & Wood. Hey, Jeff, electric cars are coming. What's that mean for Brown & Wood customers?
For the customers, like it or not, EV is coming. We've installed 5 electric vehicle chargers here at the dealership. We have the all-new Cadillac Lyriq coming at 1st of 2024, and we've just seen the first reservation for the new Sierra EV.
People are interested in electric vehicles. How can they get up with you?
They can visit us at brownandwood.net or 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal. To make sure you leave a happy customer.
Did you know that it's illegal to dig without first calling 811? 811 is a free program that locates underground utilities, marking them with flags and paint lines so you know where not to dig. Accidentally digging into utility lines interrupts service and could seriously hurt you or someone else. If you know someone who's planning to dig, encourage them to call 811 at least 3 full working days before they dig. 811 is free, it's safe, and it's the law. This message is brought to you by Greenville Utilities and this station.
To keep your bodies active and engaged in the activities that you love, you need a good stretch. And at Bodies in Balance, that's the mission they follow to give you the best quality of life. The team at Bodies in Balance can create a stretch or massage program that is right for you, featuring aromatherapy, hot stones, hot towels, cupping, percussion, and myofascial work at no extra cost if requested. And don't forget to mention Pirate Radio and get your first massage for $1 per minute and your first stretch free. Call today at 916-4530 and check them out online at bodiesinbalance.com.
Saturdays are your day to kick back, relax, and have fun. That's why Ottavola Market Cafe is the perfect place to go for dinner, drinks, and takeout. Ottavola is open every Saturday at 4 p.m. on the bar side, serving a special selection of menu favorites of appetizers, pastas, and specialty pizzas. Whether it's dine-in, takeout, or drinks with friends, Ottavola is the best choice every Saturday starting at 4 o'clock. Visit OttavolaMarket.com to see what's new, and visit Ottavola on Red Banks Road every Saturday starting at 4. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates. Hey Pirate Nation, we need your support for the Peden Strong Super Bowl Golf Tournament on Friday, March 31st at Aiden Golf and Country Club. The Peden Strong Tournament is to benefit Jerry Peden, who at only 40 years old was recently diagnosed with metastatic colon cancer. All proceeds will benefit Jerry Peden and family for cancer treatment, support, and awareness. To sign up for a team, whole sponsorship, or to donate, contact Mike Vaughn at 531-7496. Morning and afternoon flights available. Sign up today and be Peden Strong.
This is Talbot Green, and I'm excited to announce our new partnership with Integrity Home Mortgage. Integrity Home Mortgage offers a wide variety of programs ranging from conventional, government, and portfolio loans, plus construction and lot loans. Our Integrity Home Mortgage team of Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir offer over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with superior customer service.
To get started, call me, Braxton Green, at 526-8260.
Braxton Green, NMLS 222-3878. For informational purposes only, Integrity Home Mortgage Corporation is equal housing lender, NMLS 208516.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has American airline flights perfect for your next trip. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Pirate Radio.
Here it is, a first down. Pirates.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by First Bank. Together with our customers, we're creating a world where individuals and communities thrive. Visit the First Bank location on Arlington Boulevard in Greenville for all your personal and business banking needs. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. You can join the over 62,000 followers today. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Brock.
All right, Shirley, jamming that VOB. Now, this is 3 young women from it's called Voice of Bacet Prat. They formed in Garut, which is in Indonesia, and they do rock metal covers and I guess their own stuff. But VOB, 3 like teenage girls just jamming out.
I really thought it was Kid Rock on some type of alternate speed. Like
Kid Rock on helium?
Speed of play or something. Yeah.
So there you go.
It's very.
Thanks for jamming that,
Kid Rockish, on
today's show. All right, Mully, we are here talking about third base and Beastie Boys during the break.
Yep.
Let's see, what do we got going on? NCAA tournament. So Mully, this tournament has been great, and Coach Mack brought this up, and I know what he's getting at, and I tend I get it. Would you rather watch this year's Final Four with all the craziness with FAU and San Diego State and UConn and Miami, or would you rather see, say, last year's Final Four with Carolina, Duke, Villanova, Kansas? What is your answer to that?
I think it's more intriguing if you split the field and have half and half, to where you have the Cinderellas and then a couple Blue Bloods, where you could potentially have that type of matchup.
Maybe even one Cinderella with 3 Blue Bloods or something.
I mean, at least.
Yeah.
At least. But this is kind of like, it's I don't know.
Is UConn not enough of a blue blood for you?
And that's what's funny. Yeah, they've obviously their history speaks for itself. But do they feel like a blue blood to you?
No, and maybe it's because the years they've won their tournaments most recently, they have not been a 1 seed or anything. It was a great run by Kemba Walker one year.
Yep.
It was a great run by Shabazz Napier the other year. Now, when they had Richard Hamilton and won that championship and won with Emeka Okafor, those were really good teams. But these recent championships they won, and they were bad final games. Was it against Butler one year?
Yeah,
and it was like 54-48 or something. So I don't know.
I don't either. We'll tell you how sexy this is when it's over.
Are you gonna watch?
Oh yeah.
Gotta watch. Okay.
I mean, I will not be locked. It'll be flipping and but yes, I will certainly watch.
I mean, I don't like when people say enjoy these upsets now. It's going to lead to some terrible matchups later. Because the upsets is why I like the tournament.
Well, and what it doesn't feel like is that there's any upset possibilities left. Although there's a 9 and a 5 or 9 and a 4, but that still doesn't feel like.
UConn's been beating everybody by 25. I feel like if they get beat at this point,
no, I think they're the best team left.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like if a 5 beats a 1, that doesn't feel like an upset. If a 9 beats a 5, that doesn't feel like an upset. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of the perception. I don't know.
I got RV coming up in about 10 minutes, so stick around for that. Love talking to RV this time of year. We'll talk about his thoughts on the pitch clock, and that has not trickled down into high school, although there's no need for it, right? In high school, I mean, do you need to improve the pace?
There could be. The argument probably could be made. I tell you what, it will have a trickle-down effect, though. It just like anything else. And I tell you, again, right now, Max Scherzer and Zach Greinke stand out as the masters of the manipulation of this rule, where they're quick pitching or freezing guys or doing whatever. And I think you'll see that, kind of trickle down. And look, for years, they've tried to enforce the 1 foot stay in the batter's box the whole time for the hitter. I mean, there have been efforts to try to speed it up. And quite frankly, I don't know if you can ask a high school level umpire and crew running two people.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can ask them to officiate that.
Did you see Nestor Cortez? I think it was today, Mully. Did you see him? So he quick pitched, and then watch what he did on his next one. So he's called for a quick pitch there. Did you see that?
Yep.
A little quick. The ump calls him for it. So then this is what he does on his next one. He goes up. He's in his wind up. He's still rocking on the mound, waiting, and then throws it.
And I mean, that's
and the ump didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, and how's that a legal pitch? How if the quick pitch is an illegal pitch, how is that a legal pitch?
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I don't understand.
But that's anytime you put a new rule in, whether it's a good rule, bad rule, whatever, it's all about everybody trying to figure out how to manipulate that rule.
So I guess now, if he wants to go into that long, drawn-out wind-up, as long as he starts it by the certain time.
That's right, the 18th second or whatever.
He can do whatever he wants, I guess.
Right.
Opening day coming up on Thursday, Mully. You going to give MLB a chance this year?
I mean, opening day is always a cool thing, and
and everybody's playing,
right? And that's always a good deal. I know I'll watch games. I mean, but it's just not nearly the passion it was at one point. And look, I watched on Netflix right now. I think it was Netflix, might have been Prime. There's a Reggie Jackson kind of biopic kind of deal, but it's him. But it's I watched some of that last night, and again, it just takes you back to when that was the game that that I grew up with, the game that I fell in love with, and it's just a way different game.
I liked Reggie Jackson until he tried to kill the Queen. That one.
Oh yeah, and what was that? Lethal? What? No, and oh gosh, Leslie Nielsen. That was. Gosh, what was it? The Priscilla Presley.
Naked Gun.
It was Naked Gun 2.
That was the first one.
I was just trying to throw something out.
In fact, it was Naked Gun 2.5, and Naked Gun
33 1/3.
Thank you, Shirley.
Yep.
I love those movies. I love Leslie Nielsen. You know what's
they're brainless.
Terrible though?
Those movies.
Mully.
They're consumable, but they're certainly not great movies.
Man, this is an all-time Mully moment here.
No, I mean, they're
hilarious.
Well, okay. What were you getting ready to say? You were going to say something else.
This is there's movies out there that I haven't seen that I am embarrassed about, and I love the Naked Gun franchise. I've never seen Airplane start.
It's the same movie.
I know.
I mean, but Airplane started the whole deal.
Yeah, that was a precursor. All right, so
surely you knew that. Don't call me
I
Shirley.
know what you're getting at with that one. And that is, to me, that is hilarious, Mully.
Right.
Well, you just
see how funny was
I
that?
can't stop.
I mean, really.
All right. Here's one thing that is going to bum me out for baseball. Braves Nationals opening day, first game to get underway, and I won't be able to watch it.
Why not?
The blackout stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Nationals.
Oh, sorry, bud.
We'll talk O's baseball with Mark Brown, Camden Chat. They open up in Boston. Anxious to see how the overachieving O's from 22 look in 23. Now they got a little expectations on them.
So speaking of the O's, and this has nothing to do with this year's team, but just kind of hit my head. Did you realize or did you know that Reggie Jackson actually played for the Baltimore Orioles for a brief period of time?
I'm sure I've asked this trivia question before, but I did not retain the knowledge. No.
He was in, and it was not at the end of his career. It was in the middle of the career. It was as they allowed free agency. And he was picked up by Baltimore and finished out the season, but would not sign a contract. I'm telling you, this documentary is pretty interesting, and it just shows you how much different the business of baseball is now. Like when when Reggie's fighting to get $45,000. Now that was in the late 70s.
So was he a jerk? Was he misunderstood? Both.
You only take away the way this thing was portrayed, and he had, directing credits.
Okay.
So
everybody else was a jerk.
He very much was a champion for improvement in racial balance. A lot of great things he did, but I think it's kind of funny. Like Deion Sanders, I would compare them on the field, similar bravado, right? But Deion was like, no, listen. Prime was who was on the field. I'm Deion off the field. Reggie seemed to just kind of be like, Reggie all
Barkley?
the time.
Charles Barkley?
No, I think Reggie stood for a little more than Barkley.
Okay.
And it was a different time too. You got to remember, man, segregation was everywhere, and he's dealing with that, and and baseball, kind of has again, if you watch the movie 42 or just any documentaries as it relates to the game, you'll see how much that affected the early days of the integration of the game. But it's interesting. It's worth watching it. I literally think I may go back and watch it again, or at least parts of it, just because it did leave you going, man, I don't know if I like this guy or not.
Yeah, I had not heard of it. I'll check it out.
That's pretty cool.
Can anybody beat the Astros in the AL? And that'll be the Mariners in their own division, somebody from the Central, one of those teams from the East.
Baltimore. I don't know.
All right.
I mean, I don't think so.
Who's going to win the NL East? God. And if you say anybody other than the Braves, then you're just...
Well, I'm stupid. I mean, the Phillies?
Their lineup looks like they should and can.
But, I mean, let's run down the East, or let's run down the NL. Braves, Phillies, Mets. Dodgers, Mets, Padres.
Central, do you like anybody there? Brewers? Cardinals, always there.
But I think when you go to that point, you're grasping to find. So it's those 5 teams.
3 in the East, 2 in the West. And the Padres, we kind of scoffed at them, or okay, I'll speak for myself. I scoffed at them before last year. It was like, all right, you've assembled all these pieces, do something with it. Right. They finally did.
Right.
So
I just, the NL is just, and you know what's so funny how it's flipped. The NL is just so far. What am I trying to say? So much better than the AL. And wasn't that far back? It was the AL dominance. Of course, a lot of that was the Yankees and the Red Sox. And who knows what the Yankees do this year? I mean, you can never count them out. But the NL just looks like that's ultimately going to be your World Series champion. Should come out of the NL.
Kenny says our Tar Heel League took all of us to Baltimore to see the Orioles play the Rangers. He said that was back when Reggie was playing there. He said great experience growing up.
Cool.
There you go. Mully, what was your first major league ballpark you ever attended?
Fulton County.
Me too.
Yeah, and that was when it was nobody there, and you had the Murph man who will be in town, and you had Horner and Chambliss and that crowd.
I went and saw them play the Padres at the time, and they had Gwynn, Sheffield, and McGriff. That was a good Padres lineup back then. And the Braves were good. That was early 90s.
It's hard to remember that McGriff was a Padre.
Yeah.
When I see him, I only see him in Toronto.
Blue Jay. You don't remember him as a Brave at all?
All I see is the slide. I see the World Series McGriff.
Braves.
He did that there too. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking about Joe Carter. That's why I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, when I think of Joe Carter, I think of him beating the Braves, but also knocking out Mitch Wild Thing Williams.
Oh man, yeah,
and the Phillies. All right, Mully. You going to Murph this weekend?
Murph.
Dale Murphy?
Oh, yeah. You had me crossed up. I was still thinking.
How about the Murphy Center?
I was still thinking about Murphs. That's what I was going about. Is there a ball game or something I don't know about? No, I'm probably going to go over to Clark and Clear this afternoon. I mean, I literally was trying to, figure out where you were going. Yeah, of course.
All right, I'll see you there.
I plan to be there, sure.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Absolutely,
Mike Mullis joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll take a break. Continue the baseball chat with RV, Ronald Vincent. He joins us next on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you, Hour 3. More to go after this.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Country Mart has been locally owned and operated for over 40 years and is your premier country store serving the best cheese biscuits and country food around. Country Mart is open every day and has 2 locations in Bethel on Highway 11 and in Stokes on Highway 903. Both Country Mart locations are top-of-the-line fuel stations serving Shell gas, including 93 ethanol-free high-octane gas. Country Mart, fueling you up with great food in your engines with great gasoline. Go Pirates!
NCAA Final Four Spotlight. Forrest trying to take James off the dribble. Up with a running one-hander. It banks in! Oh, wow! Michael Forrest, a runner from the baseline, banked it home. He scored 8 straight. The 9-seed Florida Atlantic Owls needed wins over Memphis, Fairleigh Dickinson, Tennessee, and Kansas State to reach their first ever Final Four. Now it's on to Houston for a semifinals matchup with San Diego State on Saturday. Hear Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the Final Four right here.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep your operation running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, Maria in Miami, and Jules in Troy, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with high-quality supplies for every industry, plus real-time product availability and access to experts ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My whole business just went up in flames, but my agent was there before the fire was out. We started a plan. I've got 25 employees who could be out of a job if we didn't get this place running again. My independent agent and auto owners insurance, they made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll. That's incredible.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
This is Norm Bryant with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates.
Winslow's is now Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room with a brand new look. Fifth Street Hardware also has a new menu and serving lunch and dinner every Tuesday through Sunday and brunch starting at 10:30 on Sundays. What else is new? Well, they have poker every Tuesday night, Trivia Wednesday with DJ Captain Morgan, and on Friday and Saturday nights they have live music open till 2 a.m. serving light appetizers all night long. New look, new name, same location on Fifth Street. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram for more specials. Fifth Street Hardware Restaurant and Tap Room.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
I'm Donald Stocks, owner of PIP Marketing Signs Print. We are your one-stop shop for just about anything printed. If we're not your go-to printer, please give us a call at 355-1636. We have over 80 five-star Google reviews and want you to be our next more than satisfied and well-pleased customer. Check us out at growitpip.com or stop in to see us at 3185 Mosley Drive in Greenville. PIP, where business goes to grow.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Hey, Pirate Nation, Integrity Home Mortgage is here. If you're looking to purchase a home, contact Talbot Green, Braxton Green, and Joanne Weir today. The Integrity Home Mortgage team offers over 50 years of experience and is committed to providing you with the superior customer service you deserve before, during, and after your real estate transaction. To get started, contact Talbot Green, Braxton Green, or Joanne Weir. Integrity Home Mortgage, Pirates supporting Pirates. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is Clip Brock.
All right, back with you here on Pirate Radio Live. More Pro Day interviews coming up later on this hour. We'll also have a giveaway for you, but right now we will welcome on the legendary RV, Ronald Vincent, J.H. Rose head baseball coach, the winningest high school baseball coach in the state of North Carolina. He joins us on the Pirate Radio Live line. Coach, appreciate your time. How you doing today?
Doing good. Nice day to play ball.
Absolutely. Some nice weather here in eastern North Carolina. And Coach RV will be recognized coming up on Thursday. The city of Greenville going to recognize RV for his dedication to baseball and all the wins and all the success and really all the players you've had that have gone on to do great things, Coach. And you've had a lot of these recognitions now for your success. And I know you're a very humble man, but gotta make you feel good to get a little recognition, right?
Oh yeah. It's the thing about the stadium and all that, the field being named. It's really a great thing. It never crossed my mind for any of that to happen or anything, but the recreation department has done it, and I really feel honored to be part of it.
Yeah, Ronald R.V. Vincent Field at Guy Smith Stadium, and R.V. been a part of a lot of championships, a lot of wins, and like I said, the relationships, Coach, I just think about, guys I've got to know like Ryan Meadows and Clayton McCullough and beyond, guys that have gone into coaching, guys that have gone into other ventures in their life that you've been a part of. It's really neat to see.
It really is. That's one of the things about coaching, you and teaching and stuff. These guys are 17 and 18 years old when you deal with them, and then they really become something, and and help them along on their way is that's what it's all about, really. Is and these kids become grown men, and like I say, Clayton and Ryan, and for just two of them what they've accomplished, and that's really what makes the coach proud.
Hey, Coach, the most winningest coach in the state of North Carolina in high school baseball. And did you ever think, Coach, I'm sure you had opportunities if you wanted to take them, but to get into junior college, professional baseball, minor league, did you ever think of going and maybe trying at a different level?
I did think of way back when, I thought about it, kind of interested in it. But, the big deal was my family. When and I just didn't want to be gone that much.
Yeah.
As much as the college coaches have to be gone, because I had my children, and that was, and it has always been just like everybody else. That's top of your list. And I thought about it a little bit, and then thought about all the times they've always recruiting, always doing this, always got camps and stuff. And I was saying, I think I'm just going to be happier right where I am. So smart enough to stay right where I am.
Yes, sir. And it certainly paid off. Ronald Vincent joining us. Coach, I want to ask you about the pitch clock and some of the rule changes in Major League Baseball. But first, has anything trickled down to the high school level? Any rule changes you're dealing with this year?
Not really that we're dealing with this year. There isn't. There's supposed to be a 20-second, thing, but with two umpires, I don't know how anybody call it. And it's really not an issue in high school much. One of the length of the game is a big issue at every level. And but we're supposed to have a certain amount of time to get on and off the field, and we're supposed to have, between the last out and the next pitch is supposed to be a certain time, but invariably the catcher makes the last out, and or his own bases when he gets out, and he's got to put his stuff on, and that just takes a little while. But speeding up the game is a big deal, and it should be a priority, because baseball needs to be moved. It's a whole lot easier to watch when the game's slow. You look at the college games this year, Clip, that we've seen, and it's a whole lot easier to watch, isn't it? You're
absolutely.
A whole lot easier.
And even a 3-hour game now, Coach, feels like it goes by faster just because the pace and there's more happening. And it seems like I've talked to the players on Monday here on the show, both the pitchers and the hitters, more so the pitchers, but even the hitters like it as well. There's a nice flow to the game.
Yeah, there's not so much dead time. And, and that's I agree with what the players are saying and what you're saying, that, the efforts to speed up the game, these are some of the things they can do. And, high school is not that big a deal. The pitchers and the hitters don't take that much time, and it's only 7 innings. And because, as you well know, because you're out there, the 8th and 9th innings can last forever sometimes.
Especially on a Sunday when you run out of pitching, and it's tough out there.
When you run out of pitching, well, who's next? I don't know. Let's get somebody out there.
I'll tell you what, though, on that note, Coach, how about the pitching of the Pirates this year, that weekend rotation, and then what they've been able to do midweek with Garrett Saylor and Root and those guys?
Yeah, because that's always been East Carolina. We've had 3 or 4 pitchers, but now the staff appears to be much deeper, and we're getting people out. That's a big deal for East Carolina, getting that next line of pitchers, because we've always had 1 or 2 who play with anybody, but now we seem to have 5 or 6 that are ready to play with anybody. That's a big deal. Big deal.
Yes, sir. Talking to Ronald Vincent today on Pirate Radio Live. Coach, how do you feel about the shift and banning the shift in Major League Baseball, and do you use it? Do you see it in high school a lot?
Some, but not to the extent. We don't have the information on other teams that the Major League teams do, and some teams shifted. I'm kind of torn between the shift. Why don't the guys just hit it somewhere they ain't hit it somewhere else? Or why? But I understand they shifted, put everybody for left-handed. They put everybody on the right side, and then run that cutter in on the guy's hands, and it's a strike, and he doesn't have a choice but pull it. It's a tough thing. So I personally, you have the same philosophy. Well, if they're going to shift, hit it somewhere else. And you're a major league hitter, you can do that. But they're also major league pitchers. And
Yeah.
get on the and make you pull that thing and then into the shift. And I'm glad it's done with personally, though. And in the long run, I'm glad that they're going to try not to do it.
Yeah. Opening day coming up Thursday. We'll see how the pitch clock works in the regular season for Major League Baseball. No shift, and also they made the bases bigger, Coach. And what's the thought process behind that?
I really think it is for injuries and stuff, and it looks like a pizza box, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's mainly for injuries, especially at first base. And other than that, I really don't. I guess might make it easier to steal bases because it's 3 inches closer or something. That's all I can figure out.
Yeah, and also the speaking of that, the throw over rule. You can only throw over 2 times, and you get one more after that. And I'm interested to see what that means for stolen bases this year, Coach.
Yeah, because it's got to be a big deal because you can't step off either.
Yeah.
And so the pitcher's going to time it up, and the base runner's going to time it up. I think that might be a really big deal because some pitchers like to throw over there 4 or 5 times to a batter, and they're not really trying to pick him off, but just trying to keep him close to the base, so the catcher has a chance to throw him out. And I think as the year goes on, I think you're going to see more running, which most people like to see that stuff. See more running, more hit and runs and stuff, especially when they know the pitcher has to throw it across the plate. Yeah, I think it's going to be that might be the biggest deal of all of them eventually.
RV joining us, Coach. Did you watch the World Baseball Classic? What did you think of that tournament?
I loved the parts I watched.
Yeah.
I didn't get much of it because they were playing a lot of the same times we were playing, and I love to watch the parts. God, those guys got after it, man. They really did. That's enjoyable, and so many good players. Golly, man, where are y'all coming from? And it was fun to watch.
And we had Brandon Manning on, who played at Conley and Pitt and ECU, and he said watching it reminded him of Legion Ball, where you're playing with guys that you're usually playing against, and also you're playing for something bigger than yourself. And I liked it just because the guys were really having fun out there playing baseball.
Yeah. I love what Brandon said, which is so true. But golly, what a good. It looks like it's fun. It looks like they wanted to be there. I really got the impression they could have taken all the money out of it to the players and
Yeah.
still wanted to play out there.
Yeah.
Taking all the money away and they still wanted to be there. But I enjoyed it. So anyhow.
Ronald Vincent joining us today on the Pirate Radio Live Line. Coach, I always ask you this every year, but and I think your answer is pretty similar every year, but how much has the game, the players changed, since you first got into it? And I feel like your answer every year is pretty much at the end of the day is still baseball. And is that kind of how you feel going into 2023 with your Rose team? I mean, you recognize any changes from these guys compared to guys you coached 20, 30 years ago?
You're exactly right. They're pretty much the same. But a lot of techniques, a lot of training techniques have changed. A lot of things have changed. With physical. You go get your physical therapist. You have your hitting. You have places to hit. A lot of training techniques have changed, especially in the last 10 or 12 years. And the players are much more aware of what's available to possibly make them a better player. But the kids are still like always. They want you to. They want some discipline. You're there, you're on time. They don't want people just walking in and out, and you come to practice every day, stuff like that. But like I say, the training techniques in the last 8 or 10 years. But look, there's still. Coach Medlin and I were talking this weekend about how many great guys we have on our team this year. Just awesome people. It's really amazing, Cliff, how many people on this team that are just good human beings, and that makes it so much more fun to coach.
And that's awesome to hear, and you yourself, one of the all-time great human beings as well. And that's an interesting point, though, Coach. How how do you, as the years go on, continue to relate to your players? Because you get older and your team stays the same age every year. So how's that work for you?
Hey, and you know, it takes a while, really, for me, some, and you know, you try to figure out what's going on in these people's lives and stuff. And,
yeah.
You know, look, Cliff, you on the bus rides back in the day. You come back and everybody's raising Cain back there, talking, singing. That doesn't happen anymore. They're all on the phone.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's really quiet ride back as compared to what it used to be, and you know that's something that you just accept. And now they don't bring the phones in the dugout and stuff like that, but you know when the game's over, they still ride. They still like to ride the bus back together. I'm telling you, they you know, because our guys love to ride the bus back together. That's something, and it's such a good thing. As you remember, it's such a good thing. You make your friends, you talk and all this stuff. But yeah, the kids have so much access to stuff. But they're like I say, they're good people.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Ronald Vincent joining us on the Pirate Radio Live Line. Yesterday, Coach, I was talking about you with Brian Bailey, and Bailey said he remembered when he first got around here to Greenville, you were playing softball. And my dad heard that interview, and he called me last night, and he said, he said he was in a softball tournament with you, and he said it was in Snow Hill, and y'all were playing a good team from Kinston. But my dad said he was playing short and you were playing third. And he said after his first two errors, you said, hey, shake it off, man. It's all right. Shake it off. And then he said by errors 3 and 4, you wouldn't even look over at him anymore. Do you recall that story at all?
I remember playing with your dad. How about if we leave it at that?
My dad said every time a ball was hit to him, the other dugout would yell boot, and man, they got in his head. And he had RV beside him, and he just couldn't. He choked under the pressure, I guess.
Look, I'm just glad it didn't hit it to me. Yeah.
That's awesome. That was really cool to hear, though. I had not heard that story before. Ronald Vincent joining us today. Coach, tell us about the Rose team you got this year, and also, man, no surprise, going to be some great baseball here in Eastern North Carolina, so some real high competitive games. But how about the state of baseball around here and your particular team this year?
You know, we've had our pitching and catching and defense has been very good for the most part so far. We've hit the ball, got some timely hits. We've got some good players, but Pitt County baseball really this year is kind of really strong between us and Conley and South Central, and you know Aiden Griffin and North Pitt, and even Fallville. You know the baseball around here is pretty, especially Pitt County. Everybody just knows that you know Pitt County baseball is so good, and you know because our youth programs and stuff like that. So, but Conley's, you know, I think they're still undefeated, and South Central's lost 1 or 2. It's going to be tough. Whoever comes out of this conference, it's going to be a good team. So, a lot of good pitchers out there now. A lot of good pitchers.
Just such a great baseball area, and that goes all the way down to the little leagues and beyond. Ronald Vincent joining us today. Coach, I'm not going to ask you about your bracket. It probably blew up like everybody's, right?
I had Purdue going all the way.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, you and everybody else messed up this year, that's for sure. But, Coach, man, great to talk with you. Do you and Marvin have any big league ballpark trips planned for the summer? Y'all got any plans to go anywhere this year?
Yeah, we were talking about it today at lunch, as a matter of fact. My hope this year is to go to Cooperstown somehow.
Okay.
I've never been to Cooperstown, and I just really, really want to go there. And there's a good chance we'll try to hook up with Clayton again somewhere sometime.
Yeah.
Clayton McCulloch. But right now, I'm trying to figure out a way to get to Cooperstown for a couple of days.
All right. I'm sure I'll see Marvin around somewhere soon, but tell him my pick is I'm going to take my Braves this year to win the World Series. See what he thinks about that.
He'll probably just laugh at you.
RV, thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations on all the honors, and got a celebration going on this Thursday. Going to be really neat for Coach RV. It's Ronald RV Vincent Field out at Guy Smith Stadium, and just all the great job he's done on the field, but also off the field, RV. And I'm a Conley guy, but you're tough to root against, RV. I'll say. I think even Conley folks love you, right?
I hope so. That's about 2.5 hours each night.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Coach, thank you so much. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks, Clip. Talk to you later.
There is the legendary RV Ronald Vincent joining us on the show today. One of the all-time great guys, and just so happens to be the winningest high school baseball coach in the history of our state. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll switch gears, talk a little football, more pro day interviews. Holton Ahlers, C.J. Johnson, Isaiah Winstead, Noah Henderson, Miles Berry. We'll hear some of that and make you a winner when we return on Pirate Radio Live. A lot more to go. We're back with you after this.
There's nothing more important than protecting your family. Fire ants can cause painful allergic reactions and even death. Protect your loved ones at home where you should feel the safest. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com to learn of our once-a-year treatment to guarantee you stay fire ant free. Tested and proven effective by your Eastern North Carolina exterminating professionals at Pest Tech of Greenville. Mention the crying baby for an extra 10% off.
Here with Jeff Stein at Brown & Wood. Jeff, what can you do for people looking for a new vehicle in 2023?
We can show the people the #1 selling car in the region, the Buick Encore, the Encore GX, the Envision, and the Buick Enclave. We've also got Cadillac dominating the market with the XT4, XT5, and XT6, and we continue to get new GMC Sierra trucks in daily. Please come see us at 329 Southwest Greenville Boulevard. Brown & Wood, 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 rooftops, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
It's bow time. Sometimes the craving for Bojangles Supremes is so strong you just gotta have them. Even when your gas tank is on empty and Bojangles is still 10 miles down the highway. Nothing beats the flavor of Bojangles Juicy Golden Supremes, especially when they're part of a perfect combo with 4 boldly seasoned chicken Supremes, a made-from-scratch biscuit, fixin', and some legendary iced tea. The only thing that can satisfy your hunger is that delicious southern flavor. So when the craving is supreme, put the pedal to the metal. It's bow time.
With over 30 locations across North Carolina and southeastern Virginia, Quality Equipment is your local John Deere dealer, where you'll find everything you need for your next project. Our complete lineup of John Deere lawn and garden, agricultural, and commercial worksite equipment comes with years of experience, expertise, and dedication. We know what it takes to get it done right. Stop by today or visit us online at qualityequip.com.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Did you know that it's illegal to dig without first calling 811? 811 is a free program that locates underground utilities, marking them with flags and paint lines so you know where not to dig. Accidentally digging into utility lines interrupts service and could seriously hurt you or someone else. If you know someone who's planning to dig, encourage them to call 811 at least 3 full working days before they dig. 811 is free, it's safe, And it's the law. This message is brought to you by Greenville Utilities and this station.
Pirate Radio.
All of our last names are ECU.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, let's hear more from 2023 Pro Day. We were out there earlier today getting interviews, snapping pics, shooting video. You can check it out.
Missing lunch meetings?
Oh, man. Yeah. Can we hear that again? The disappointment in Chandler's voice. Thanks, Kate.
No luck, man.
We've been out here so long.
Yeah, I missed the lunch meeting today.
Sucks, man.
The amount of dejection in his voice. Man, I missed the lunch meeting today.
Because I believe we were going to go to Chico's, and I was very
man. But the grind never stops, man.
Never stop the grind.
Yep.
Or the grind will stop you.
That's what your tattoo says, right?
I don't know if that even makes sense.
No, it does. I like it. I like that phrase, and I like the phrase Mac said earlier. He got tired of people getting tired of him.
He got tired of them getting tired of him.
Yep, I like that phrase, too. All right, let's hear what Holton Ahlers had to say when he met with the media following Pro Day. A lot of scouts watching him, a lot of reporters asking him questions afterwards. Let's hear it.
Well, what'd you think?
I thought it was really well. You know, I felt like I threw the ball really good, and you know, obviously I felt like I ran good, but the big thing for me is just throwing. Talking to teams, and I felt like I could show that I could do some things that, you know, maybe I didn't show during the season or didn't get the chance to show. So I feel good about it.
What are you hearing? What's the chatter around you and the scouts that you talked to today?
You know, 5 through 7 to priority free agent. You know, hopefully, you know, today, you know, bump that up, and you know, I just want to land in a good spot, you know, wherever I am, and make the most of every opportunity I get to step onto the field. I want to make the most of it and show what I can do, and I feel like I've done that to this point.
What do you do from here as far as getting ready?
Keep training. We go eat a good lunch, though. I've barely been able to eat. I'm trying to lose some weight, so probably going to go stuff myself with some food for the rest of the day, and then just get back to work, man. You know, the job's not done. You know, you build up to this pro day thing. It's a huge deal, but you know, now it's really go time once April comes, because we get a rookie mini camp and kind of go from there. So it's really just getting started.
How much is working with QB country kind of growing your game?
A ton. I mean, I'm finally becoming, you know, a real quarterback, a pro quarterback, and I introduced Mason to him yesterday, and, you know, let him start working with him and develop that relationship. I mean, he's, you know, top 3 in the world at what he does. I mean, he trains all the guys in the NFL, and yeah, I mean, he's as good as anyone.
Have you seen it quicken up your release velocity?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, literally all of it. I mean, just board work too. I mean, it was a great process, and you know, that's a relationship I'm gonna continue to build. And I mean, it helped me last year going into my senior year. I had 6 days with him. I felt like I would change then, and you know, now I had 3 months with him. Yeah, I mean, it was great, and you know, we focused on velocity, deep ball, you know, mechanics, all of it. You know, when I got there, we long tossed day 1. I hit 58 yards. When our last day there, I hit 71 yards. So that's in 3 months. So we wanted to show out there I could do that today and have a lot of deep balls in it, and I felt like I did that.
Where are they located?
Mobile is their central location. They have one in Charlotte. They have them all over.
You mentioned your mechanics. Talk to us a little bit about how you changed from being a spread style quarterback into this kind of 5-step drop, 3-step drop,
yeah,
and from the pro, if you will.
Yeah, great question, Joe. You know, I think that's playing quarterback, to be able to go under center, especially at a pro level in these pro style offenses. And a lot of it's just terminology, just understanding that, we usually have a one word in the West Coast system. It's a, one word type thing. In the digit system, in the pro style system, it's, 16, 20 words. So just learning that. And then, on the field, just going under center, getting comfortable with it. I haven't really done it too much. And just ability to do that, and I'm super comfortable with it now. I had 3 months of working at it under center, and we showed today that we had a lot of under center work just to show that I was comfortable with it and could do it. So I'm just excited for it and excited for the future.
Were you nervous at all today?
Was I nervous today? I was nervous for the vertical because, I only had the vertical inside to warm up for, so I'm like, I've never just warmed up for a vertical. But once I got out here, got on the field, I was ready to roll.
They're watching you throw, but also they're watching your receivers catch. So
yeah.
What's it like helping out your teammates maybe get a shot at the next one?
Oh, it's great. We had, my QB coach got here about a week ago, and we had, practices and then walkthroughs going through this. And, you're sitting out here with, some of your best friends in the world, and you look and, we're all chasing the same dream, and we all came here to chase that dream. And, now every single NFL team with multiple guys here to watch us, why would we not, go out there and try to put on a show? And, I felt like we did that today.
And going off that, do you feel like you have to be maybe perfect in a situation like that?
Nah. If you ever think about being perfect as a quarterback, really as a player, or shoot even as a person, you're gonna have misses. That's just part of life. But I just try to make it the most of every single throw. And even if I did miss, I wanted to miss deep. I wanted to show I could push the ball vertical, and I felt like I did that.
Can you touch on being out here with CJ and Nate?
Yeah, it was great. I wanted Coach Connor to be a part of it, and those were here with Caden Norman. I wanted him to be a part of it too, and he snapped at me today. And those guys mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to my life. And before I was training for the draft or with QB country with pro guys, those were the guys that helped me get to where I was at. So I wanted to make sure that I bring them along and show appreciation to them, and some of my best friends, and I really appreciate them.
How do you think your support system has impacted you through this process?
A ton. You notice, I've lived in Greenville my whole life, so I've never been away from my family, but, you notice I was in LA, Orlando, and then Mobile, and, I wasn't home for a couple months, and you realize, who's calling you. I'm super busy, and, I'm working out from 7:30 to 3:30 every day, and then the rest of the time's either yoga or massage or something to work on your body. So, you notice who texts you, who calls you. Even some of my high school friends today, I didn't even know they knew that it was my pro day. One of them is at the University of Army right now, and he texted me and said good luck. I'm like, dude, how'd you even figure out it was my pro day today? So just having people that care about you, and obviously the circle. There's going to be people coming to me now because you get into the pros. More people want to be around you, but I'm going to keep my tight circle. I have, playing here, playing your hometown. There's a lot of noise, so I had to always keep it tight.
All right, there is Holton Ahlers following today's pro day and looking to see what his next move is. He's going to continue the training, getting ready for the upcoming NFL draft. All right, one of his favorite targets for years and years now has been C.J. Johnson. Let's hear what C.J. had to say following his pro day.
C.J. 5K, how do you think you did today?
I think I did pretty well. Me and my boys, we trained pretty hard for the last 3 months for this opportunity, so I think we came out here and did a great job.
You've been building for this day for a long time. The combine didn't work out how you wanted. Just talk about the pressure of this day and being able to perform for all the scouts.
It's a big pressure situation, but you just got to look at it as another opportunity to show everybody what you got.
CJ, what do you do from here as far as what your next step is?
Next step will be I'll be flying out to New Orleans April 1st for a 30 visit and just training all the way up until the draft until I get picked up.
What type of feedback have you gotten throughout the process from scouts, what they like, what they want to see you better at?
I've gotten a lot of feedback. They like my size. They like the big slot scenario that they can put me in, and as far as it's things I need to work on, they've been really keying in on my speed and just wondering how fast I am.
CJ, obviously you were an outside guy coming in, and then you played slot some last year. How important is it for you to be versatile in both those positions for these guys looking for you in this draft?
Oh man, it's very important. Just being able to play more than one position gives you a value that they look for in the NFL, and the value is all you can go off of.
What's the best advice you've been given throughout this whole process?
I'll just say be myself and just be completely honest.
Any idea what you ran in the 40?
I've heard 4.57. I've heard 4.61. I don't know exactly. So
Are you happy with the anything in the 4.5 or kind of?
Yes, I am. I've been working. I'm 225, so to be able to move that way, it's pretty good.
You talked about playing in the slot. Most teams kind of see you in that role in the NFL, or have you talked about playing
A lot of teams have talked to me about playing the big slot role, not as much as the wideout role. So.
How did it feel having some fellow Pirates on the field with you today while you were building your profile?
Oh man, it was great just being able to get after it with my boys one more time, and I love these guys, man. I did some time with them, so I mean.
After catching all those passes from Holton, what was it like doing it one last time in front of NFL scouts? You guys started when you were kids.
I mean, it's just a dream come true, honestly. Sadly, this is our last time we'll probably be throwing together, but I mean, it was a blessing.
All right, Holton and CJ have to go to the same pro team now, right? I mean, we got to continue this thing from Conley to ECU to the pros, but you heard CJ there. And I will say it was a pretty well-oiled machine. You heard Holton talk about how they prepared for it, practiced for it, and it was cool to see them running routes and Holton connecting with his receivers, with Ryan Jones, with Keaton Mitchell, with Darius Penix, who was there, former Pirate running back today, out at Pro Day. All right, let's hear from our guy, Isaiah Winstead, who we talked to heading into Pro Day on Saturday. We aired that for you yesterday on our show and had a chance to catch up with him here at the end of Pro Day today. Here's how it sounded.
Isaiah, you're a bigger guy. Obviously, with a large frame like yours, you really wanted to show these scouts what it's like to move vertically and horizontally. How do you think you did today?
I feel like I did good. I feel like I did great coming in and out my breaks and stuff like that. We prepared for this, so it was just basically like another day of practice or training where I was training.
How comfortable was having Holton out there throwing to you?
Very comfortable, ain't nothing like throwing with your quarterback. We broke records together and all that stuff, so, I was very comfortable with him. I came here early. We had ran through a script a couple times before the pro day, so we was very comfortable out there.
Zay, how much do you feel like you had to prove going into today to some of the scouts watching?
It's more so proving it to myself, but, the politics stuff. So I guess a lot, showing I could catch deep passes, run routes and stuff like that, because I guess my film didn't show that much. So, that's about it, really.
I'm sure your 40 time was important to you. Any idea what you ran? Were you happy with it?
I don't know what I ran. When I was training, I ran 4.5 flat 3 times in a row, so hopefully it'll be the same thing or under.
Seeing how you have some support here today, how do you think that impacted you, going into the field?
It felt good, man. Just having, my son, building a legacy and stuff like that. It definitely helped me. I was a little, not so nervous, but a little nervous, because this the biggest stage, pro day in front of 32 teams and stuff like that. So it definitely, chilled me out a little bit.
Isaiah, you know what's next for you on the schedule?
Nah, go home, work out.
Stop doing this training.
Same grind, yeah. Change a couple diapers.
Did you get any feedback after Pro Day today or throughout this process from scouts?
Yeah, I had a couple scouts come up to me, give me their card and stuff, and just told me keep working and be on the lookout, and got my phone number.
All right, there it is, Isaiah Winstead. We're rooting for him to catch on with a pro team as well. Still got a couple of interviews left to go, but right now we will make you a winner and open up the booty bag.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
All right, 317-1250. Shirley, what are we giving away today?
How about a $10 gift card courtesy of Jersey Mike's?
Yeah, everybody likes Jersey Mike's.
Yep, they've got their annual Day of Giving coming up tomorrow. So, and bless you.
Bless you.
Jeez, that's a Brian Bailey sneeze if I've ever heard one.
I feel better now.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with caller number 9.
Caller 9, 317-1250. You win Jersey Mike's. Don't forget Wednesday, National Day of Giving, and everything you pay at Jersey Mike's goes directly to the Children's Hospital here locally. Awesome day coming up on Wednesday, and we'll make you a winner with some Jersey Mike's right now. 317-1250. We're back with more after this.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual Day of Giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron. Yeah. Join us this Wednesday for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
Be sure to check out David Price Construction for all of your commercial or custom residential renovation and building needs. Run by ECU alumni, David Price Construction specializes in commercial projects, maintenance on facilities, and large-scale residential renovations and additions. Proud to be voted the Remodeler of the Year by the Home Builders Association of Raleigh-Wake County in 2018 and Best Business Commercial Remodel Project winner for 2020. David Price Construction, the proud ECU Home Services partner.
North Carolina State Parks invites you to enjoy camping your way. With the weather changing, booking your own cabin is the perfect solution for your camping getaway. Reserve campsites or cabins today at Jones Lake, Goose Creek, and Cliffs of the Neuse. Whether you enjoy traditional camping or air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi, your next adventure can include hiking, beautiful scenery, and sunsets by the campfire. For information on booking a cabin, visit ncparks.gov.
Familia is your go-to spot for the best Italian dishes around, including pizzas, pastas, salads, and homemade desserts.
That's Familia.
Enjoy half-off wine night on Wednesdays, $3 drafts on Thursdays, or get a pizza of the week for just $12.
That's Familia.
Place your order online or call 689-6330, and Familia will have your order ready in their drive-thru window for pickup.
That's Familia.
Clip, really?
Oh, sorry.
Familia on Fire Tower Road in Winterville near Pitt Community College.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory of ECU merchandise and tailgate supplies ever. UBE has the best prices in town, so that makes UBE your one-stop shop for all things ECU. UBE does daily restocks of Champion, Adidas, and Under Armour. Don't forget to bring your young pirates to plunder the Crow's Nest, which is the only kids store dedicated to ECU. Plenty of free parking in Uptown Greenville. Visit them online at PirateWear.com. Go Pirates! Before you hit the road this travel season, be sure to get your tires inspected by the tire guys at Greenville Auto World. The Greenville Auto World service team sells all the top brands and economy tires if you need a new set. Need an oil change, state inspection, or AC repair? Greenville Auto World can work on any type of vehicle, and the monthly oil change special is only $29.99. Make an appointment now by calling 364-8730. For award-winning service, trust Greenville Auto World.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Scott Harris with RE/MAX Preferred Realty. I've been in Greenville over 25 years. I'm a proud graduate of ECU. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, then give me a call today and let me help make your real estate process fun and easy. I keep it simple and explain the process every step of the way. My goals are your goals. There are no long-term contracts, and you always deal with me from start to finish. The right home starts with the right agent. Call me, Scott Harris, at 347-1857. Go Pirates!
At US Cellular, you can get one line for just $29.99 with unlimited data, which is good news for you, friendly hermit who shuns society and lives in a cabin all by himself.
Wow, thanks. You know, you'd be surprised how much data a hermit goes through.
Actually, I'm not that surprised at all. US Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
This is Kim McNeil, head women's basketball coach at East Carolina University, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin? How about smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, and get rid of unwanted hair? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa on Red Banks Road in Greenville Free consultations are available by calling 752-1406 or visiting beautybarmedispa.com. Enjoy your visit. Love your transformation. And congratulations to John Carden of Winterville was the big winner. Picked up a $10 gift certificate courtesy of Jersey Mike's. Don't forget, tomorrow is their annual day of giving. All proceeds from any Jersey Mike's location in the city of Greenville will go to the Children's Hospital right here in Greenville. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here is Clip Brock.
Back with you, Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Y'all feel like something's missing? Something feel a little off?
No.
No, you feel good, Chandler?
I noticed.
Wait, what's today?
Jonathan wasn't on the show.
Tuesday.
Bryce.
Bryce Williams.
Where the heck is Bryce?
He will rejoin us next week.
What?
Said he was traveling from Florida. Told us he had to go.
Right. He had to go pick up a boat.
Drop off and pick up a boat.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Man, I missed you, buddy.
That was kind of sad to hear. Chandler didn't even miss him.
Crap. I noticed that Jonathan wasn't on the show before I did. Before I noticed that Bryce wasn't on the show.
He was on the show.
Well, yeah, he
joined us later in the show, but not.
We didn't do our normal rankings.
Yeah.
Which oh yeah, we were gonna do non-sports athlete. That didn't make any sense. Non-sports alum for all the opposing football teams on the schedule.
Homework has been postponed.
Now Ellerby will be on Thursday at 3. Should we do it then?
Yes.
Might as well.
All right, we'll do that Thursday at 3 o'clock. A couple more pro day interviews to get to. Big Noah Henderson. And he is looking to make it on the next level. And just great to see him active and being able to play and complete his career at ECU after some really tough injuries. But looking good out there now. And he talked to us today after pro day.
Well, Noah, how do you feel like you went out there?
I feel like I did pretty good. You know, I worked hard. It's been a long way. I was just ready to get out here, show what I've been doing.
Obviously, you've kind of had an experience with the Hula Bowl and you went out to the NFLPA Bowl. What has this whole process been like? How much have you kind of grown, learned?
It's honestly just a blessing and eye-opener. Not many people get the experiences I've had, just taking it all in and, working as hard as I can.
What drills do you feel like were most important for you to show out and do well at today?
Really the position drills, just showing that I've got the great feet that I can move and somebody with power, can go to the next level and move people.
When you go out there, are there any nerves at all, or are you kind of relaxed?
Yeah, I'm relaxed. I'm a guy that I like to perform. I like to be in front of a lot of people in a large crowd, so, I'm used to it.
Did it help having so many other Pirates out there with you?
Oh, yeah, it's great to have my teammates and former teammates, guys that I came in with. So, yeah, it was a great thing.
Did you get any immediate feedback from scouts? You talked to anybody out here?
No, but you can kind of see, like, the oohs in the eyes and, like, the facial expressions after you might make a good move or you're doing this well.
Gotten much feedback throughout the process on just kind of like where they see you, where you stand, that sort of stuff?
Oh, yeah, I've heard from a lot of scouts. I was at the NFLPA and the Hula Bowl, so I got that opportunity to meet with probably like 30 teams out of all of them. So, I've just been hearing like what they want to see and what they think I can do.
What are some of the things they really like about your film, your playing style, and then what do they want to see you continue to improve?
Just athleticism. Everybody loves it. I'm a big athlete, a guy that can move. A lot of talks about maybe moving me inside the guard and things like that. But really, everybody knows that I've got a dog. Everybody just wanted to see me finish.
What do you think about playing guard? Is that something?
I'm all for it. Whoever wants to pay me to play guard, I'm there.
All right, there he is, Noah Henderson. Brian Bailey asked him where his dog was. Noah said right here, pointed at his chest. So Bailey was really interested in that dog.
Where's your dog at?
And Bailey also said, we'll see if this is, he goes by this. He said he's going to start using the phrase.
Yeah.
So he's got a dog with him. So
I got the dog with me.
Got my dog with me today. And that kind of thing.
Commodore.
That's you.
The Commodore.
All right, I went one-on-one with one of our favorites from the Delcor Players Lounge in football season, Miles Berry, and talked to Miles after pro day. Let's hear that.
All right, Miles, how'd it go out here today, man?
It went well, man. Just really blessed to be here, blessed to have this opportunity. It was a great chance to compete and run some good times and really just get in front of the scouts and just, show them what we've been showcasing and past our whole college career, for real.
Where you been training at these few weeks?
Greensboro, yeah, hometown in Greensboro. It's a place called Strength and Body. But yeah, I've been training there for the past 3 months, and it's been a journey.
What drills do you think you excelled at today, and what are you proud of today?
Definitely the linebacker drills. All of those, I feel like I did really well in the 5-10-5 and the shuttle. So we just wait to see what those numbers are looking like, but definitely excelled in the drills and caught every ball thrown to me. So pleased with that.
Miles, we know that you're going to be a success no matter what you choose to do. So this next thing for you, the football still in the plans, right?
Yes, sir.
As far as now.
Yeah, man, I had this opportunity while it's in front of me, so I'm going to just give it the best shot I have. And then if not that, then I'll just dive into my career and see what God has planned for me.
Maybe presidency in the 2030s.
Hey, if that's what he has in store, then I might run for something. We'll see.
Would love to see Miles Berry continue his football career. If not, going to be a success in life. Just a awesome young man, and really glad we got a chance to know him during the past football season. All right, those are the interviews from Pro Day. We've got videos, we've got pictures, and all that available on our social media site. So if you want more Pro Day, you can check it out: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube as well. Do we have another break? All right, let's take our final break. We'll come back, get ready to wrap it up. We'll take a look at the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard, let you know what's going on your sports evening when we return after this.
If you wake up in the morning with a backache, feeling more tired than you did when you went to bed, you probably need a new mattress. And the best place to get that mattress is Factory Mattress. Hi, I'm Kirk Smith, General Manager. For more than 40 years, Factory Mattress has been Greenville and Wilson's local mattress dealer. We guarantee the lowest price on the area's best selection with over 50 models to choose from. No seconds or overruns. Factory Mattress offers only first quality direct from the manufacturer. Sealy Posturepedic, Beauty Rest, Stearns & Foster, and Tempur-Pedic. The most highly trained sales associates with over 60 years of combined experience. Same as cash financing with zero interest up to 48 months and free local delivery. Face it, to have a good day, you've got to have a good night. So sleep better knowing you saved money at Factory Mattress, locally owned on Greenville Boulevard in Greenville, on Forest Hills Road in Wilson, on the web at factorymattressusa.com, and a proud member of Pirates Supporting Pirates.
Papa John's just flipped pizza night on its head. This is the new crispy Parm Pizza, and it puts toasted Parmesan where it's never been before, on the bottom. Introducing the crispy Parm Pizza, only from Papa John's.
Hey, Pirate fans, Papa John's is the MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Go Pirates!
Saturday, April 8th, the NC Strutmasters Championship is back. Presented by Leopold and coming back to Farmville. Turkey hunters from all over the country are headed east to put their skills to the test, and the top scoring birds will win big cash prizes up to $30,000. Plus live performances by Nate Hosey and the Carolina Treat Band. A weigh-in will be held at R.A. Wood Farms, 39 Vanderford Thomas Road in Farmville, North Carolina. Registration is now open for two-man teams at ncstrutmasters.com. Brought to you by Sam Jones Barbecue, Big Rock Power Sports and Marine, Mossy Oak, Spring Hill Outfitters, Carolina Caliber, Mossberg, Doug Henry of Farmville, and Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Deadline to register is April 3rd, or the first 165 teams. And we'll see you there for the NC Strutmasters Championship.
Zero means zero at Bostic Sugg Furniture. Zero minimum purchase, zero interest, zero sales tax. Today at Bostic Sugg, zero gets you everything. Beautiful sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture, dining sets, and bedrooms. Then get a discount equal to double the sales tax or 72 months zero interest with zero minimum purchase. Plus, sleep better on a new Restonic or Serta mattress with a power base. Zero means zero, but there's zero time to waste. So hurry to Bostic Sugg Furniture.
Chico's in downtown Greenville is celebrating 40 years of business all month long in March with a special anniversary menu. Grab your amigos and enjoy blasts from the past menu favorites like Cancun oysters, chili dog, costillas, and chili rellenos. The celebration doesn't stop with your favorite Mexican food. Drop in for one of those famous Chico's margaritas in the bar or outside on the patio. Hurry in, the celebration menu ends March 31st. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
Do you want to get rid of wrinkles, tighten and lift your skin, smooth your skin texture, erase veins and brown spots, get rid of unwanted hair and under-eye fat pads? Are you interested in Botox or filler? Contact the licensed professionals at Beauty Bar Medi Spa for a free consultation and ask about our newest technologies and treatments. Learn more at beautybarmedispa.com, Red Banks Road, Greenville. Enjoy your visit, love your transformation, and go Pirates!
Pirate Radio.
Blah, blah, blah.
This.
Blah, 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 blah.
Is.
Blah.
Pirate.
Blah, blah.
Radio.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. It was a down day for the stock market today. The Dow was down 37 points and finished at 32,394. NASDAQ was down 52 at 11,716, and the S&P was down 6 at 3,971. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into PRL. Here is Clip Brown.
All right, y'all fired up for the NIT tonight?
Fired up, baby. Let's go.
I wouldn't watch the NIT with Ray Charles's eyes.
Mercy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot.
But it's on tonight on ESPN, Wisconsin, North Texas, Utah Valley, UAB. You got Charlotte, CBI champions, FAU, Final Four, North Texas, and UAB in the NIT semis, all from Conference USA, and all coming to join us, right? What a basketball playing league Conference USA is, and they'll be joining us in the AAC next season. So it'll be exciting. Have some good basketball games to attend in Minges Coliseum. So those two games going on tonight. We are just 2 days away from Major League Baseball opening day. So that's pretty exciting. Check it out, the Buccaneer Music Hall scoreboard presented by Da Buck.
Da Buck.
Live music 7 days a week, no cover during the week. Ladies in free every Friday and Saturday before 10. Visit thebuccaneermusichall.com for a complete schedule of live events this week. See ya and be seen at the Buck. All right, Shirley Chandler, great program. We'll see you fine folks Wednesday. Going to catch up with former Pirate Bryce Harmon, who is now a scout in the Philadelphia Phillies organization. We'll talk some baseball with Mark Brown, CamdenChat.com. Talk about the O's and a few preseason predictions coming up on the show as well. P-Mace, Patrick Mason, will join us a lot ahead on Wednesday's edition of Pirate Radio Live. We'll talk to you then. For Shirley Chanman, I'm Clip Brock. Jeff Charles, take us home.
Have a great night, Eastern Carolina.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is